Yeah, hello, hello. Uh, Sorry, I'm testing the mic. Can anybody hear me? There's Welcome to Opera Reporters and Talk. I quickly introduce myself. This is Opera Reporters himself. I think there's a glitch. My software just upgraded. It just upgraded my software, so they get problem with Chrome and uh, and Safari. So please bear with me. Please bear with me. Make I quickly test my volume. Make I see if I did audible. If anybody can just comment if I did audible, good day more better for me. Uh, the software, you know, all the time that they upgrade them. So I just get the feedback from okay, yeah, yeah, I'm audible. Okay, welcome to Fire Reporters and Talk. This is not your favorite host, Opera Reporter himself. My co-host not they here now, but as make I greet everybody. It's been a while. Now work and some certain stuff they hold us. I will not feel they come as promised as we talk. But nevertheless, we don't come today. We go talk about waiting they happen for the country, waiting they happen for those state and uh, and and uh, please bear bear with me. My network here, I dey struggle with my network. Not really my network, the software. There's just upgrade them, so they get serious glitch. Um, Quick one. I go dive inside the matter. We get some topic for hand for today. We will talk about the link there, the comment section. Those way want come in. If you come in, can join us for the matter. We could put mouth. We could talk as it could be. We could share ideas more. Rub mind. We could share idea and rub mind. We get few topic to talk about today. We get uh, the Supreme Court verdict where they just uh, say they're going to notify us, make everybody go house first, say they go tell Aswen and uh, and Okpebholo on the date they go want decide uh, their judgment. And we still get the new parties where they don't form. They say that coalition uh, we don't know how this coalition party want be, but once we know say na same old faces, na still be all these people will come together where they form new party. I would like people to talk about Natasha. They say they don't court don't restore the case. Court still make the restore immediately, make it go back to in seat. Whether the case don't over like that, that I would like more to see Uma talk. Go back to your seat. That now one. The case we raised, whether they justify for the case, then another thing we talk about. Uh, LP, uh, Abure give Obi 24 hours to declare intention. So I don't know the 24 hours of this 42 hours. I don't know waiting that one the mean. Say court Abure give Obi 48 hours to leave. Okay, to leave the party. Where make party go? Though we see Obi for the ADC coalition, but one thing me they confused about again. I think this is the one create new party ADA. ADA. Which is that? Which one again be ADC? Well, we not know. I don't know. I go like people we know. Make they come studio. Make we talk. Anybody we get chance, we get time. If he come in, we could just do back. Uh, talk as it be. Otherwise, I will just give small of my own submission as I see the matter. Then call on a day. Like I talk I just mm, short program where I just make a quickly host because I'll not be around for a while. My co-host is not still there around since uh in the busy, so that's why we never really they come up. But we'll not leave on now. Yeah, quickly let's go back to Okpebholo. Supreme Court say don't hear their case, so make they go house and go. They go see they go out in due time in go relate uh, uh, the dates for them to come. I don't know that for the hearing or not the second hearing. But the way things be for Nigeria now, when everybody that they decamp they go APC, is there any hope for Aswen Ighodalo or Aswen Ighodalo team? They feel say the justice system, because they don't reach that turn now, automatically con they saying they okay as that we supposed to be. Now, for my own kind of opinion, for what I did observe, I don't think say anything could change. I think for the court case, since they started from the tribunal to the appeal, I don't think the the Supreme Court will change say anything different because though they say in time he go tribunal, he lost tribunal, he lost appeal, but on the long run he can win uh, the Supreme Court. That make him do in two times uh, governor. Uh, that being said, that that being said, that's not a bad one. But again, the way the APC is running the country, allegedly, when governors did the camp, when Baba Tinubu one mission say he come back in 2027 or he wants to miss 2027. Now they have 23 governors. I don't think the verdict will go any way different. I don't know if any miracle will happen, but I go like make una wey they are there still give us hope, but that hope still there for the common man whether the case go 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 in a different way. But some of the PDP chieftains when be strong backup for Aswen like Tommy Hini, I guess they already decamp go this new coalition, the ADC. I think they just flag up for those central. Yesterday, I beautiful day. I think I was hearing that Tommy Hini and Oyegu, former governor of Edo State, allegedly, I don't know. But I saw it on video when they uh, ADC they flag up for Edo Central, but I don't know the caliber of people we did there. How are we not sure? Say Obaseki you can't go this coalition. Now if Obaseki can't go coalition, what are we now saying? Is just the hope or faith for Aswe to retain his mandate? But give me your take. Uh, how I see the matter. But that being said, let's go to this coalition. What's new about this coalition? Is anything new about this coalition? Uh, is anything new about this coalition? With the people we don't see, the same old guards we dey see. They say they want to come together. remove one of their own too, will be the same from the same uh, stock of old guard. Is this people taking us for a ride? Are they taking us for a ride? Or they think Nigerian will not get will not get we not get any sort of humor, we not fit decide for ourselves what we want. So this same old guy could decide for us every day, every time what they want. They'll shoot the goalpost they want. Now, Erufai, Atiku, and all Amechi, all the aggrieved people when Tinubu scheme out. And they come out now say they form uh, 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 coalition. Is the coalition for the interest of the country? No. Is it the interest of the people? For me, I'll say no. But just their own selfish interest. That's why they form the coalition. With this bunch of old guard who see so, I don't want to use any bad word, who they see so, it now makes Tinubu like saying the greatest politician on earth. Because they say in the land of the blind, the white-eyed man is the king. Where would things they go right now? Because Tinubu is becoming the one-eye blind man for Nigeria political space right now. Why some people would differ, say no, that cannot be true. He's playing his cards right. But tell me, how is he playing his card right with this kind of people? Now, people have to understand this. The way Nigerian politics is structured, the way it is right now, the gentleman agreement, not it's not constitutional, the gentleman agreement for my understanding, they are rotating it between the north and the south. The north and the south. Then when it gets to the south, they go break it into they go decide which part of the south will go to now west, south, south, or east. When you go to north, then are north central or north side is your zone. Now, Tinubu have an advantage of this rotational segment. The powers in this the south now, it will definitely go back to the north after 8 years or 4 years. But normally after 8 years, because every Nigeria president now will get into power, apart from Jonathan, they like do their 8 years, then pa- power go back in the platter of gold to the other side of the country. Now, that is first advantage. The northern, the power players there, they will weigh their skill. See me, why stress so much for this power? Now, why don't we just relax in the corridor, our line of in the corridor of power, wait carefully. In 2031, the power will come to the north. There's no doubt about that. There's no argument about that. The argument we say who go beef the power go be for the north. But that would be for Northern to decide. But right now, when the South just dey do 4 years and the North they put themselves together, say they must take power, you can't be slapped on the South face, say, man, we not really get say we be second class citizen, which is wrong. These are the things when Tinubu we go profit favor Tinubu because any statement of government put and say, man, how can these people who just they want to decide where the power goes? Where Buhari run, as bad as Buhari, he did it 8 years. Nobody contests with Buhari. When Buhari won the first time, he contested with somebody from the south. His second time, he was contesting with Atiku was contesting with Buhari, and nobody from the south contested that election with with Buhari. It was Buhari and Atiku. both of them run the race of waiting they define. Now, when it comes to uh, the South turn, you will see uh, we see uh, 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 article there again, which make the power come uh, favor Tinubu. We play into the hands of Tinubu because the Northerners, after that 8 years, they will come back again from that 8 years. That's why people rally around Tinubu. Say, no, this cannot happen. You do not fit decide who want to run this country. As I get stake, that's so we get stake. Nigeria is not for one for everybody. It belongs to everybody, not for not for certain people. So that favor Tinubu. Now that same favor, I'm saying is playing back again to the likes of Tinubu again. See the people who they come around, we want run. Yes, they all have right to run. It's their right, it's their privilege to run. But again, are these people not tired? Are they not? So nobody for the South will want contest Tinubu on on their own if they want to remove her or not. These are the things these people are doing to kind of make these people like Tinubu, kind of feel say in are the golden child. Yes, we did very bad time. We did the government is not okay. We know that. But the way these people they come together now, they coalesce themselves, there's no is the regular suspect. They come together. I don't really understand. Now, if I've seen a new face there, new faces like we don't know before, then you would have said, okay, this coalition, fine, is headed somewhere. But not the same regular uh, uh, regular faces. We will know user suspects. Now then, we coalesce again to take power. It's funny to me. But let's see how it goes. It's too early to discard them. You know, this government they know how they take come into power. I hope say the innocent citizens they don't put the police on the back of the innocent citizens. I hope for once our citizens will really wake up, stand up uh, to their for their right. And I see Peter will be there too, but we never know how the coalition one be, whether they would some go dey Labour, they support ADC, some go dey PDP, they support ADC. We don't know how it's going to work. But it's so early to call these people off or call them bluff. But don't forget, these people have so much money in their hand. These are people with some kind of critical record. I think almost all of them are found, yeah, they have a case in EFCC. They found one thing or the other. But let's see how they play this matter. How they are going to take power from Tinubu. If it's politically, ideologically, it will be good. But this violent and all that, that will not be nice. We should not go back to the era of Jonathan and Buhari, when insecurity was the order of the day. Let's just hope that they make it on policies base and ideology base, and to show to criticize the government on the areas when they lack, so that we go know. That will be for that for a little bit. Now, talking about Natasha, this Natasha case has been on for a while, but for me, I feel it's a distraction to we Nigerians. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I get daughters. uh, social harassment is a very, very bad thing. If you never get if you not get female daughter, you don't know wetin it be. But when you get female daughter, you understand sexual harassment for female daughter is not a good thing to encourage. But that being said, these are grown folks and adults which supposed to make laws from us. And now that since people they engage on this kind of trivial I would say trivial matters, but they went to court and the court just reinstates. They said that you reinstate uh Natasha. Will the states, because I heard it's the states prosecuting Natasha now on the behalf on the Senate president, will they go for appeal? Then appeal it again from appeal, whatever, how it gets going to appeal. We have to go for Supreme Court. Maybe before we know, it will take this year, the whole of this year, nothing good will come out of the matter. But let's bring it back a little bit. Natasha, on one hand, has a questionable character. Akpabio is not a saint. We have Akpabio, people have come out to accuse Akpabio, ladies have come out before to accuse Akpabio on such issue. To me, I feel this matter they would have settled it in-house. But now it's out here now. It's a public and national disgrace. I think the law should find a way to find a common ground. Because right now, all eyes on the judiciary watching to see what will be the next, to see what will be the verdict. Now they have said they have restated her to her seat. Does that mean the case is dead? Is it a way of killing the case? It's okay, it's back to the seat, everything is over. Because this seat now bring problem. Change your seat. You have moved to your community or your wherever. Just change seat. Lead to a lot of brouhaha. Is making the country on rest. But I would like make you guys to give me your thought in that. That now for Natasha. Yes, my Peter Obi followers. I'm not be obedient. I not be Labour Party members. I'm a concerned citizen, a well meaningful citizen. We want the best for that country. But right now, I want the best for the future, for the next the upcoming generation. Because our own time, at least we don't deceive, don't pass some certain age, don't spend 5 decades of our life. Now our children who now they they hope they fight for. Now our own would almost spend the best part of it. Uh, where is Peter Obi stand? Is it decamping to ADC to come and be a deputy to Atiku, or is he going to ADC that El-Rufai will become a deputy to him? But we all know this coalition, this party move, creating party, new party or coalition is centered around one person, which is Abubakar Atiku. He is the only person that have that force to pull people together for coalition. He's the only person that have that force to create a new party. Yes, I'm not saying Peter does not have force. Peter have his followers, 6 million votes. Yes, that and he forced to go to polling booth. But I don't think Peter have that force to pull the elite of this country, the political juggernaut of this country together. Same they start from one room, they started to decide, say, okay, let's form a coalition. Though it's in all of their best interest. But this coalition is funny to me. They have just, I think, thought they already create constitutional candidates. They already know why they come together to coalesce themselves to fight the sitting president. Only for me to see, I'm hearing, Amechi is saying in this coalition, if they choose him as if they pick him as the president, he will only do one term. Peter Abe said they pick him as the president, he will only do one term. The other one says, so now there's no time to waste time. When APC were formed for Buhari, they already know what they want and they already pick their man. They formed the party around that man. Tinubu from AD went to Buhari in CPC. That waiting they claim say he gets 12 million votes where the people not the every year they only multiply, they know they die. He has tried but twice, but 16 years uh, uh, he tried and he lost about 3-4 times. But he said he has 12 million votes. And Tinubu said, okay, he gets for Lagos, he gets 6 million votes. He went to Buhari, okay, let's form this party. You will be the president, you come around the president. And he put some other people from south and in the north, in the east. So what am I trying to say? Before they form that party, they already know what they want, who will be who. You will be the president, and they form party around that person, and they went straight ahead. They didn't form the party, start going to primaries, start looking for constitutional candidate. Start uh, going for screening for president. They already know who is the president, who will represent them. Though they do kind of primaries, but that was just uh, for the uptick for the show, and they went straight, started bombarding Jonathan, and they got their result. But now this coalition wey dey form, these people never even know who wan be their president, who wan hold the ticket. I mean, not the president. I mean, who wan take the ticket to challenge Tinubu. Now, if it's not Atiku and Obi, those two people for that coalition, the rest will not get any political force to even shake Tinubu. Atiku has been trying, yes, and he has been well. Yeah, they said 2020, 2019 election he was robbed. I think that has been his best election so far. And if he cannot win, if he lost as his best, I don't know if he can win now. Now in 2019, when he won Peter Obi, they said that was his best. And again, he run again against uh, this Tinubu. Yes, and when it comes out, he will rally this Muslim vote and all that. But would that be enough for him to take power from Tinubu? That's for article. For Peter Obi, his first time, that one shook everybody. His first time he came less than 8 months, he was able to rally a non-party to become a mega party, the third force, and he got 6 million votes. That not be anything where you go just push under the bed. He has that followers, and his followers stay with him from ever since. Now those two people, will they come back again and run as president and vice? I don't think these two people know how each other, no one will come down for each other. With Atiku be the father as okay, I give my business to uh, Obi, make El-Rufai be deputy. Is the country and the elite, FSR, is the elite ready for Igbo, or let me not use Igbo, for a Southwest president? Sorry, a Southeast president? That are the big question we're supposed to ask ourselves. We could not pretend. Is the country ready for a Southeast president? That's number one. Is Nigeria prepared to vote Peter Obi as the next president? That's another question. The Gen Z now these days, they will like vote Peter Obi based on one thing. They say he get a past record in already they corrupt among all these other people. He look like saint because the rest of people their corruption they smell. Say what he do for Anna Brown and all that. I know many political abracadabra are there. But again, you have to understand that this Gen Z won't just vote for Peter B and some other people based on you don't too marginalize Igbos. Make them vote one Igbo man. And the one way they get right now, the one they see right now, it look like the Messiah to them. But with the youth, with their vote count, that's another question. Let's come to El Rufai. What does El Rufai have to offer? El Rufai don't really control his state. El Rufai cannot control his state. The here is the person when he puts we sit down for office, the person when he put for office. Right now, they go sit and whatever how they put it, they go against each other for the states, for Kaduna State. His own son, the APC. Why in the ADC they form coalition? Is that not funny? You will want to sit the president. They say transition they say sanitation begins from home. How they talk am? You want to sit the president. Just first vote where you supposed count on is your constituency where your son represent. You say, okay, I get 20,000 votes from there. Uh, uh, Already assured vote or 50,000 vote, 100,000 vote. But your own constituency right now, you don't really lose them to APC because your son are APC. Your son will want win the constituency to return back to the House of Rep in B. So even your constituency right now, you don't have a vote from there. How relevant can you now be when you can even push off your constituency? That now one. We dey hear now say man, this other guy Kwakwaso wan come APC. Kwakwaso wan come as Kwakwaso coming as deputy vice to Tinubu. That's another question. Kwakwaso is too big to become a vice to Tinubu. But never can say never in Nigeria politics they not get shame. But Tinubu no want such person we get that such much force to be his vice. Will he come to APC and become a Tinubu campaign manager? That will not happen. For Kokoso to leave Kano, to leave NP or NP, as they call NPN, or what they call the party, to come APC, they'll promise her for a very juicy position. So all these things not they add up. But I understand so we are in for a long ride. And so the country is in for a long ride. We will face a very turbulent economy in that because these politicians they won't stop at anything. They won't stop at nothing to get what they want. They will promise, give out what they not get. Because actually, if now you get the country, you will not run it like this. Since Tinubu enter power, he start campaign. It was okay, I understand, but it's not. It's not face development of the country to run on that. That they start campaign, but Let him win and see. Because when president be president, we all hope and stand beside him, behind him, so that if he perform. So let's hope this is their coalition, both sides. The Tinubu bringing Kwakwaso will bring a different ball game to him, and Erufai and Peter Obi and Atiku. I hope they fit fix their stuff, then get a better coalition. Don't forget they get the remark, they get old tele as they call it for their side. But they feel wrong, they'll feel shake Tinubu. That will be on that thing. As I said, we don't really get position for Nigeria. We just get people we get hate speech, not the opposition. Because so much they go for Nigeria, we for fit take challenges presidency, right? This government right now. But nobody, even they say for road or farm, are you gonna the picking go work for farm? With all the things that happen for Nigeria, we suppose don't say these people and they did the first front, they call out the government. And they did the government, they know the showcase for the government, they know inside out of the government. And so, but they call out the government, you're not doing it. So put the government on their throne. Imagine the Benue massacre. You have to take the likes of very dark man, not political actor, to go and call out the president, call out the nation before the police even know what thing they go on. Before the president come, they run up and down, they go visit judges, Benue and all that show of shame what they do. You can imagine that. Wike saying, locate land, yeah, locate land. Yes, Olishawara yesterday or the news of paper, he has to go see the boy where they detain for land. We can say not they exist. He never like some if he became, but yet they arrest somebody put. If the country it would really get opposition, there are so many things to take call out the president. It take a little small boy to call out when Reno was making his bogus team. I'm not saying they're not doing the coastal highway road, but the man came out and said they don't complete 30 kilometers for the 700 plus kilometers of where the coastal highway will cost. And Reno ran out to emphasize on it and talk about how the government don't dey try. It only took one little boy go Delta camp, go record and come and say this 30 kilometer level they talk. I'm not sure the level do up to 70 kilometer don't really do 70 kilometer properly. I think they don't really never reach up to something that they don't really do. And we're gonna have to rush out again with the boss. Okay, and you go check, and you just check and you go check, come back and tell us what happened. See now, Reno never say come back and tell us wait be find this. What am I saying? These are the waiting all these politicians supposed to do, the likes of Peter Obi, the article, and the rest. But they're not doing it because they be all the same. Nobody they checkmate the presidency on political and development basis. All we dey say na hate speech. Hate. The country not they move forward like that. The country will not grow like that. Now coming to the Peter Obi again, the Abure say he give up for the 8 hours to quit labor. If they drop the people for labor, I know that he get big force. Is he going to tent and pitch with ADC or other? This is the ADA party they are trying to form now. If it comes to ADC, Tabi will not want to be deputizing anybody. He wants to run because it's a turn of the South. That's the only place, that's the only time he can have the shot for the president. I'm not saying going to win, but have a fair shot for the president. Now, if he deputizes the North, he has to wait for 12 years for the thing to rotate back because he's not going to do their 8 years. Then come back again. Now, people do 4 years. If you not, let's for example, not take power, not go do this in many triple 4 years. Then they go do another 4 years, that 8 years. And most probably they might want to run for another 4 years again because still if you take out from Tinubu, who wants to come from them? So this is the only time which Peter Obi gets to actually shoot in shot. But will he empathize for anybody? That is under uh, question. Well, my people, I just a very brief this thing I want to do. It's like nobody did the house. Um, people not really, I not really notify my people say they come out today, but it's just to test the waters to let people know say we still there with the upper reporters. We day here. We we uh, we never leave now. Just that we did busy get schedule then because never they meet up with time. But with time we will come back to our regular Mondays and Fridays broadcast again to the bring the matter. The won't get story come on our doorstep. But I go one like make the actual supporters. Una tell me wetin I feel. Una think say Arsenal go be part of this coalition? Because for me, I think after the Supreme Court verdict, I think Arsenal will come very soon because I can see us thinking that pushing towards that way. If Tommy Ikenwe will be main man will make Arsenal get that ticket, don't they can go ADC. I will not be surprised if Arsenal go jump enter ADC after the Supreme Court verdict. I will not be surprised that Obseki go dey go Dikam go Supreme Court. Obaseki was never here or there. It was never in PDP or the APC. He will want pitch intent with new party. But again, can he come to Nigeria? Are they really looking for Obaseki? There's no, I've not received any arrest warrant or whatever that declared Obaseki wanted. I don't know why he's running. He say he want to go for arrest. Now the rest of they go 9 months or 7 months now, thereabout. Or yeah, 7 months now, Jerry, about 8 months now. He's still not back to the country. So I don't know the kind of rest he did rest. But I hope man, soon he will come back to the country. Make he actually because he's the political PDP leader for those states. Make he can steer the ship. But I won't be surprised as he come back, he go to come go ADC. Make he start if you political journey. Yeah, my country people, I thank all of you now. We come today. This is on a Friday. A lot of people will do work, and a lot of people will want to go out, go enjoy themselves. And again, we for Japan here would expect a big earthquake, but we pray to God, may God carry a pass for us. I say now today will be Saturday. We expect to make it hit the epicenter at Tokyo. My family they travel, but me no trust African man. We always put our faith in God and prayer to our ancestors, say, make He protect us. So uh as it be today now, me I go one shot down, so make I prepare for what next. But I will come again next week, more quick talk, more quick rub mind on this all these issues, all this coalition. How's the country going? How's the economy? Is Nigeria improving or is it declining? Is Tinubu working or is just politicking to come back to office 2027? Is Obi gonna make any difference this time, this 2027? And is Ashland going to get this mandate? Will Supreme Court uh pass the verdict judgment on his favor? These are the things we will look uh, uh, next week. If you understand, this platform are free platform for anybody. Any political party can come and defend this candidate. Anybody if you come air you. But I thank you now so much for joining me. I go like call it a day now. we go meet again next week. Uh, peace. I think I get one. I get one person now. Sorry, I'm gonna wait. Mr. Egbe, are you there? Mr. Egbe, can you hear me? My people, sorry, everyone come out. I think I get a person who just join me now. One guest. Can you hear me?
Longest time. My
Yeah, my
network did
brother,
bad.
I greet you. I don't almost round up before. I just there for like 40 minutes now. They tried it. Yeah, because I never there for a while. Just they talk about things really happen. We almost round up when you come in. Thank you for coming in. How are your family first, Mr. Egbe?
Everybody did fine, and yours?
Yeah,
I
we
don't miss
did.
it.
Thank you, thank you. We did. We know say Japan here would expect a big earthquake. But I don't go secure my family for a nice
Okay,
area out of yeah. So we the yeah the house the
okay. Thank you
with
so much. Thank you.
yeah.
Where your
Anyway,
guy,
quick come on.
our
Our moderator, our host, Obizo J. You dey hear me?
yes, our moderator.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes. You know, say he lost his father. He got the funeral for Nigeria, so he go so come back.
Oh, okay, so sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway,
I
quick
just
one.
come up
Quick.
now. I just see this thing.
Yeah, thank you so much. Quick one. What is your take on this
That's my get.
verdict for? Yeah, thank you. For this Aswan and
I don't know that on
Ighodalo
my
Supreme
network or
Court.
your network no good though, because I can barely hear you.
I don't know. I dey hear you, sure, but you dey break. I dey hear you. Dey hear me now?
I did hear you somehow, but
Okay, yeah. It dey break
you
somehow.
did in and out. Mm.
Okay. More just measure small. This Supreme Court verdict, what do you think anything will come out different for Aswan and
For
Okpebholo?
for the Supreme Court case,
Yes.
I don't see much thing coming out. So because I analyzed the case from the onset, there are some
Okay.
lapses. I told you that that exam, that elections, when you dey call witnesses like this, in short, I know see so many lapses there for the judiciary because they couldn't really prove it beyond reasonable doubt because you know we take statement from just about how many witnesses to okay if we even say make dem cancel those results for those places from the judgment I hear or I see I read part of the judgment they said it was based on assumption or hearsay so there was no concrete evidence now so our judiciary being and they say prove beyond reasonable doubt so the whole thing
Yes.
I'm not expecting from the Supreme Court. That's the truth. I'm not expecting much from the Supreme Court
Okay.
because
Are
they
you
go
not
base
sure?
their judgment on based on
Yes, there will be adjustment on
talk
waiting just they come since. There will be adjustment on
on based on
waiting.
the tribunal and the appeal court's judgment.
Yes.
So they will
Now,
check the merit of the case, and it depends on people I swear bring to them whether not to cancel the election totally or to cancel votes. So they will go through the
yes.
documents, then they will take judgment. At least you go now three panels go there, now three judges. So it's not unanimous agreement. It will be three of them. Maybe if they get two way disagree, they want to agree, then I swear win the day. So everybody should just be
Uh,
hopeful. But cases like this, I dey always dey interested because person go use am to learn in going forward, in going because I always tell our politicians, election day, try to gather every evidence. Every evidence, you need am. And if you dey brief your lawyers, know how they package this matter because court no be father Christmas, judge dem no be father Christmas wey go just give you keys. Then some cases na based on merit. And for Nigeria, for you to prove a case beyond reasonable doubt, that means even blind man go see say sansan dey the soup. I'm telling you, that's why if you dey hire lawyers for all these kind of cases, make sure say you hire the ones wey be say even before election, you don get machineries on ground because that election I go categorically tell you that night they were collecting those results so many things happen. There was a reason why the likes of Tony Kabaka and co dey go block INEC office because no be everything we go put out there because they no want dis people to get much evidence because evidence na be case. The more evidence you get for matter na the more evidence you fit use win that matter. So court not be for that Christmas. Even if they catch you key person for ring road, you must bring evidence. Say truly this person key person. Even if somebody allege, they say you were alleged, go prove. Mr. Tony, I don't know
True.
whether you hear me.
I hear you
Yes. So if
clearly.
you allege,
Loud and clear.
before we go talk say our judiciary dey very corrupt, this one dey sometimes, because I dey always tell people the cases I know wey Wike dey always carry go. Wike go consult people like Tony Okocha wey be legal luminaries. They go tell am the loopholes wey dey for our cases. See where you fit use, see where you fit use. Enter if this one no go favour you, dem go tell you. No be all dis lawyer wey go just collect money from you, give you false hope. They go there, they go come out. E just last election wey Peter Obi dey go. So if you see Atiku was saying nullify this election, cancel this vote based on this fact, based on this, based on that. But Obi say no, he no dey against Tinubu winning the election, but the process. How can you condemn the process when you know is INEC don't follow their guideline? When INEC tell you say there are beavers, not be a method of collecting results, just method of accreditation. So you see that case within, if you watch that judgment that day for Supreme Court, within 9 seconds, abi 1 minute, they throw Peter Obi case because you no get merit. You say you no dey against the man wey win the election, you only dey against the process. So all these kind of lacunas they have. E pain me say I no get brain to read law, because me I like to read judgment so that I go learn. Because our laws
True.
you get that. Sometimes even when I dey Benin those days, I get a cause. If he come back like this, I go ask am about im cases. Sometimes e don carry me go high court now. I go see how the proceedings be. I just understand one fact: no matter how the judiciary dey corrupt reach, evidence matter. That's why they go say prove beyond reasonable doubt. If we say the judiciary no favour us, e don also favour some places. I don see wey don carry opposition don carry matter go court, they win. That's why I dey always tell them, if you wan contest election, put boots on ground. Spend that money you wan go share give a delegate. Spend am on putting people on ground to get evidence. Like civil society matter concerning Edo election. I told them there, because they were asking for solution and the lacunas wey happen for that election. I said there should be a law by INEC. If voting starts by 8 in the morning and ends by 4, any result after 4 o'clock, 4 p.m., make dem not accept am. They said why? I said because wetin I see for Edo, there were places where they intentionally do those things. Electoral materials not reach those places on time, so they vote till midnight, and na where all those thumb printing and overvotings dey happen. So anything happen at that moment, nobody go fit even tell, and one party just dey responsible for that overvoting for that ologbo houses, because na where I witness. They voted till about 10 p.m. in the night, while other places, and I come ask them question: why results from Onwa reach Benin, why the one for ologbo no reach Benin? Then on Monday they come dey call some results from Ego, Oredo and all that. How come those results were supposed to be the first because of the closeness, proximity of the collation center? How come Oredo results dey come late? Everybody dey look me. I say no be everything I go put out there. These things concern INEC, the umpire. E concern people wey dey even monitor these elections. We no cry out because we know say something was wrong. First election for
Yes.
Nigeria or for, put your eyes on the ground, put people on ground, gather evidence. Even if you dey for the ruling party, gather evidence, enough evidence. Because INEC, abi the tribunal will not even give you time to even defend your case. Tribunal no give you, they go say 2 weeks. And sometimes they no go give you access to their material. INEC no give you access to their material to even do forensic investigation. After all, we no even get all those things. One person fit print 200 ballot papers. How you wan use prove and we will not get anything to differentiate Tony from Egbe for Nigeria? Like where you dey now for abroad, if somebody commits crime now, they collect the fingerprints for them now. They don't know the person. Nigeria, where you wan see fingerprints, you go dey collect. One person go thumbprint. I remember when I see they start politics newly. It was the Obaseki's first ten ure, that first local government election you do. Oh, but there, I saw them they thumbprint, they thumbprint, they thumbprint. So imagine that kind of thumbprinting. You carry that kind of thing go for tribunal now. How they want differentiation and one person thumbprint all this whole thing when you don't get any video evidence to show? Because no forensic expert will come. INEC no go even give you that time. I be tribunal no go even give you that time to even access all these materials. I hear say even the PDP actually guys, they were depending on beavers. Even if you depend on the beavers machine, now INEC configurate the whole thing. Now then go fit determine wetin happen or wetin no happen. Let me guys say if you check our electoral system, in going forward, this is everybody say coalition or no coalition. In going forward, our there should be holistic electoral reform. If they go electronics, we go electronics. Everybody register with your BVN or whatever national identity. You can vote from anywhere. Then we just check them as you vote. At real time, result they reflect. Without that, this manual, semi-manual or digital they do, then we still manipulate this whole system. Because now, at least, if you go bank today, they go ask you for your BVN or your NIN. At least, use that one as a way of authentifying people. You can just, most people are using Android phones and the iPhones. You can easily just vote. You don't need to go to the collations, to the your polling unit and all that. The last South African election, I watched it. I followed up that. Studies how they do the election. How we go? And Jonathan was an election observer for that election. We represent the African Union. So why they go finish? They know come back. Who recommend these things to? What they call Nigeria. They even went to Ghana. Ghana conducted the election. But Nigeria, the whole thing, they so polarized. Even the umpires, they are biased. This thing go tribunal go bend matter, go like this, bend matter. Even when judges, they even give matter. Like in the case of Rivers State, they were even insulting the governor. You know, you also said the judiciary itself, this people they won't put body for the matter, and they were supposed to just be totally independent. So some days ago, I think I listened for news where somebody said, as long as the president appoints the INEC chairman, now then go do the appointment, you don't expect INEC chairman not to favor the president. It's just that the kind of Jonathan they rare. And why they could do that to Jonathan? Because a northerner was involved. There was a northern power against Jonathan. If not, Jiga will call that result. Nothing will happen. This Mahmoud too, the same thing. They will call result and nothing will happen. You then go say go to court. You go court, carry all your evidence, go there. INEC will decide what they give you and then they not give you because they will say go and inspect electoral material. Where you get over 50,000 ballot papers. Where you want start from? In 2 weeks, they say bring witnesses. Witness go only come. Wetin happen for Ego was one because one of Israel witnesses, I see the questions they ask am. You cover so and so place at the election day. The guy say no, based on wetin in here. See where him observe. They say okay, even if within that jurisdiction this things happen, you don't mean say we will cancel the whole of that unit or the whole of that local government or what. So you see, so our electoral system, Mr. Tony, I no see way forward rather.
Okay.
And the coming election will go worst. Because
okay, yeah.
Why say it go worst?
Yeah,
There were people like Mahmoud. People like Mahmoud will leave, they will recruit new guys. And these previous guys that were there were recruited by what do they call them? The former president. In bringing Mahmoud,
Buhari.
that is Tinubu. I said Tinubu, yeah, Buhari bringing. So Tinubu will bring some people. No, Tinubu na somebody be say, this is the first time we are having a politician as a president. Take it or leave it. Jonathan was not a politician. They all bring him into the system. What do they call him? Tinubu na military man wey join politics. But Tinubu has been in this game for long. If he can fight his way, even when the presidency not support him, how much more na he sit down for the seat? Because with the actions this man they take, the policies this man they take, he be like person no one come second tenure, but rather he wants to come second tenure. He has already mastermind what he wants to do. Election go hold, no be say election no go hold, but the election go be in another dimension, another pattern of rigging. Now we'll see. I know they put fear on anybody. If there's not electoral reforms, look the whole election they don't conduct. Look the way happen for Kogi, Bayelsa, Imo State, Edo. Go see the elections. Now the same pattern. Then go just write this result, do everything they do finish. They say go to tribunal. If you even look now for those states, people will be agitate. No, we no go agree. Their temple don't they come down. So not even the cross carpet. Everybody don't move on. No let people like I swear I feel for because after Supreme Court case, I swear go see the real people really like her. And they tell you the truth. After this Supreme Court case, some people they see the hand.
Let me ask this question. Are you saying that after the Supreme Court case, Ashton go decamp go this new ADC coalition? Because if we don't decamp,
I'm not saying that he will decamp. I mean some of his loyalists, some people claim say they love and pass anything. You go see them now.
But me they ask you directly now, do you sure he go decamp? Because in strong men the decamp.
Okay, let me tell you now why he may likely decamp. I swear, and Obaseki, they belong to one camp for that PDP. And that their camp for
Mm,
PDP, which Ozamiri and the rest of them belong to, they've moved to ADP. So precisely they might move to PDP. So in Nigeria, just the same.
okay.
But for me, if I be ISO
Mm,
right now, I go top form for PDP, run for senatorial position. If I That's the advice
okay.
I'll give him because he's already a popular person. He run for that ESA center to collect Monday seat. He can work from there.
Sawari, where is the
He
laugh?
can work from there.
Sorry, Sawari, you're not a nice person.
Make he collect
Sawari,
make he go collect
Sir,
for me run for senatorial position because make he get some popularity there because here he go put hand before. Now for for Lion Iris like go put hand before. But I like e be like I tell somebody today. Rivers State, wey dem bring solar. I say for my state e no go happen. Fire for don dey catch for Edo State because I know our people. A weakling, forget this money owner the University say that one weak. Our state Edo State, there are things you cannot tolerate. I swear this na guy man politics you wan come do. For Edo State, you have to be very strong to even hold councillorship. All of us we know ourselves for Edo State now. That's why come dey do gentleman dey give us Lagos Ajebota style. My brother,
that's when I'm a
wey no
politician.
Somole when Somole wan run election for Edo State, Somole dey follow Okada people everywhere. He do it.
That's when
Yeah.
I'm a politician
So
now.
what?
I'm when I'm businessman.
Egbe, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sawari. Sawari, why you just entered the laugh?
Sir.
So your candidate, your chairman, I say how they will get the camp go ADC. True or false?
Now then, no, now we don't ready the camp.
Oh, you done the camp already.
Without the camp now,
So tell me,
now
was this?
you know, say if you come from Ighodalo and you know upper,
Mm,
you go know say upper na two side, right side and left side.
mm,
So now so the politics see they play. If you did that upper, you'll see say the people went the side of Beku Primary School, that's the left side.
mm,
Then they behave the same. People when they this side, when they go St. Savior, Nikaro,
mm,
Jesus
mm,
Christ down, all those 300 feet, that side, we they do things differently. That side, if we believe in something, we they do and we not the hard. Without the count says, you know, the House of Assembly rep, House of Assembly member of Ikpobaha, he never pass 3 months when he does the camp since.
No,
Not
are
be
you saying
since
that they
February,
decamp?
I mean
No,
March he the camp.
wait, are you saying that they come to APC or they are going to AD? Which
They go
AD? Which,
APC, what thing they do for AD?
okay. Now this AD part
The
will just new
major
come so.
actor, they don't go APC
Okay, now
since
wait.
March.
Now me will ask you this. I want to ask you this direct question. This AD party now where these people they come together. So you should say they feel remove Tinubu.
Now loser party, all the losers they are there, they want go there again. They want distract PDP again. The PDP itself not forget backbone at the moment. So more ADC, Labour Party, all of them are all distractors. Wetin go make
Really?
Asuen on im own? If Asuen now at the moment never learn say the best way to do politics na to join strong people, even though you never reach your turn. You must be on the strong side. Yes, he did well in this election by joining the strong side, which was PDP. PDP was a strong side in Edo, and he did well by joining the strong side. Now that the strong side is now weak, he should sit down and relax and find a way to go and meet Jagaban in Abuja and say, Baba, I don fair contest election, I don see I lose election, okay, I wan work for you, show me the way. Then we can be talking. You cannot say, okay, if I cannot give you governor now, I can give you senator, in which you can use to impact your people. So that
Hmm.
when this tenure, when they want Okpebholo drop, so this ticket when Okpebholo can't drop, can't do governor. So when he expire, he cannot go. But you are making me, you are not learning. I don't understand how a businessman that want to do politics will not be learning the game. This you are
Osawa,
you serve in the boardroom, for crying out loud. You have been in the
Osa-
boardroom. You know
Osawaro,
the politics of
Osawaro,
boardroom.
Osawaro. As when people will come for you for this thing you make sure they will come
No, they
after
know
you.
now.
I
They
mean,
know
hold on.
these are things. These are things that I keep telling them anytime I meet them. Say Aswen was a gentleman, but is a good product in a bad package in a bad supermarket. That is how it all
Wow.
happened. That is what really happened. It's a good product, but the packaging was faulty, which was Obaseki witch hunt that was following him. Now he's still in PDP. He's still dragging ticket that have been
Yeah,
lost.
because I see her for Cornelia as Agbeni did call. It was so. I was the last court we go Supreme Court. So Cornelia as Agbeni did there.
Okay, imagine now. Do you think that if Okpebholo has lost the election, say now Okpebholo na dey pursue a ticket now, you think say Oshomole go don leave am?
No,
But Obaseki don run leave am now. Your
that's
guy
a
when you
sad.
bring come, they
That's a
they
sad one.
they look for a ticket.
But
Since they never see you,
this guy don't decamp now. Now, Tony Kimi don't decamp.
they not go decamp before.
Okay, I
Over
beg.
dey house when one
I
collapse.
beg. I dey come back here. Ogbeni, are you there, please, Mr. Ogbeni?
I'm here. What peace? How are you, sir?
I greet you, my
Sorry,
brother.
I narrowly missed your program. I just remember
Yeah,
now. I wanted to join this program. I greet
yeah.
everyone. I greet you
I
all.
will greet you. Greet you. Yes, Ogbeni. Before I ask you a question, I
Yeah.
want to ask you, which is ADC? I want you to explain it to me.
Okay.
Please, this state creation is it still on the table or not?
State creation
Yes. Is it
is
off
there,
the
but
table?
it's not going anywhere. It's on table now, but it's not going anywhere.
Thank you.
It's a very complex procedure. I don't see that
Oh,
happening in this dispensation, except when if it is very compelling. You know, when it's so compelling that the whole Nigerian can now say, it is enough to give these people. If not, there is no
okay.
way. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Mr. Ogbeni, you have the floor. Please analyze the pros and cons.
This is a dizzy, eh?
ADC.
Yeah.
The
Okay. If you permit me first to probably say something on, I think the previous speaker, not the last speaker, talking about our electoral heart and
yes, yes. Egbe is not here, but you can say they can speak. You can have the floor. Talk
uh,
on it.
so for me, I don't say anything, and I've said it on several platforms that I don't say anything wrong with our electoral act and electionary system for now. Why? We have evolved over time. If you look at it, if you get somebody who has been following our electoral act and the system, will understand that we've gone a very long way. We are not yet where we should be. No country in the world is yet where they should be. The same thing, we are not. We started 1999. We had our electoral act. During those days, things were done manually. They would do the counting at night, move it from unit to ward, from ward to local government. Then they are taking it to Abuja. Long journey. Sometimes 3-4 days. They were expecting rec to arrive at Abuja before they announce. We were all in the country in 2003 when that happened. Even 1999, Falare still came out recently and said he won that election.
Really?
Yeah. 20 something years after, how many years? Falare
Hmm.
still came out and said, I won this election. Nobody Obasanjo won that election. That was 1999. So sometimes when I see people referring to that 99 and they are telling us how better things were, then I just feel like, well, unfortunately, we don't write our history and we don't learn it again in school. So it is easy for
True.
anybody to just refer to something in FACO that doesn't exist and be telling us. But for some of us who were already matured enough politically back then and we were politically active, we participated, we knew that it was worse back then. And we started doing the thing. 2000, we had another electoral act. We tried to reform it. 2003, 2010. I think 2010 was the best for me. It was a turning point when when Lawal Waste Committee was formed, and it came out with recommendations, landmark recommendations. They didn't make use of many of it, but Jonathan tried. He included so many into, but not all. And one of the basic things is these beavers. These beavers started from card reader. Don't forget, it wasn't beavers. It was card reader. Even Jonathan's own card reader even failed at his own polling unit back then. But by and large, if you look at the last election where we used beavers and IRF, you realize that some things that used to happen before never happened. And what are the indicators? If you look at those KKK states, you realize that they were not chunking out or turning out millions the way they used to. And for those who don't understand KKK are Kaduna, Kano, and Katsina. If you go back to our election of 2003, 2007, you understand. Even 2011, you will see those Azis turning out millions. And they will wait until they will bring almost everything from the south. They will bring their own to come and nullify it. So Kano alone can nullify about 4 or 5 states from the south. So by the time you bring Katsina and Kano, Kaduna, you just clear everything at once. And then whichever you are now bringing from Kebbi, Belgium, and all those places will just go up high and they will declare a winner, right? But that has changed. In that last election, Kano barely had 1 million plus. We thought there
Yes, I
are
wanted to
3.
even ask you that. I think I was thinking about that. You just, sorry to cut you short.
Yeah.
Just yesterday with the yesterday, like Kano, we did not see Kano doing the magic they used to do before, bringing like 5 million votes. Kano barely brought. I think the last election,
1 million
the governor
something.
got 600,000. I think it was
Yes,
600,000 votes.
600.
don't
Then Tinubu got maybe 300, and then some
100.
Obi got 18,000 or something like that. They just got barely 1 million. So you may want to ask yourself, so what has changed? Yes, Mahmoud Yakubu that they all castigate today, hey, he's a bad man, he's this, that, did that magic. But maybe one day posterity and history will tell his own his story. Unfortunately, we don't write our story, so we don't even see posterity telling his story well. The popular narrative that he's not a good man is what will likely go sink through in history, okay? And will likely pass over to our next generation, unfortunately. Except he tried to write books, and people of good conscience also write books about these things. We won't get anything on shelf to read, and our generation will pass away. Next generation will pick that sentiment. So unfortunate. So KKK has gone. Secondly, in the last election, do you see ballot slashing? There's nothing like ballot slashing, because what do you want to snatch? Because what you want to snatch is already recorded in Beavers and IRF. So there's nothing for you to snatch again, because they have to get your biometric before you can vote. Now, another thing you won't find in the last election is accreditation. Before, you see that the accreditation was done manually. The polling unit officer will look at you, look at your card, look at your face, and then tick, and then give you to go and vote. So it's no longer like that. You put your hand on that thing and it's not reading, then there's nothing you can do. So you can't impersonate anybody to come and vote. If you impersonate, it will really show. So 1 or 2 improvements. Now, what was the issue with the last election? The issue was about technical glitch that they said it happened. Now, I asked people, so what's the essence of this IRF thing? IRF is just like you've concluded your result, your election, and then you have a repository somewhere where you want to put it so that people can see it. It's an image. It's not calculating results. Snap and send, then let it be there. That is what IRF is. IRF is not to collate election result. And all politicians knew, even Obi, all of them, they knew all these things. And then you had issues. And when you go back to the petition they filed in court and their response, you will see the explanation of that man from INEC. That explanation spanned through about 300 pages. But in Nigeria, if you ask today, read that in, or we still read it. To date, nobody will read it. But it's easier for us to go on Twitter and just tweet, oh, Nigerian election, so bad election. Don't mind all the Mahmoud, just declare results. Now, I asked my obedient friends, and they articulate one recently now. Okay, why is it now that Obi and Atiku are coming together? They have learned their history. They've learned that that's that last election they lost. Because if you put Obi and Atiku result together, it outweighs Tinubu. Obi 6 million plus Atiku 6 million plus. If you add, that's about 12 to 13 million. Tinubu had just 8 million. So Tinubu, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the most unpopular presidents when it comes to view of electorate in Nigeria. Because his opposition put together, they had more votes than himself. So he narrowly became the Nigerian president. And yet, those who have those 66 million are coming together and say, look, if we can put all our votes together. So all of a sudden now, they believe in the credibility of the election. They are now saying, okay, let's put our votes together so that we can pull it and throw this guy out of the basket. That's the way I see it. So you can't in one breath say, oh, they rigged the election, and another breath say, if we can put our house together, then we'll be able to win. What have you put down to say you want to correct whether you're rigging and go? So, and we all knew, and I still keep saying it, that Obi made some mistakes which he has been trying to correct over time. First, he went on a religious trajectory. Obi was the first to go on that religious thing, start visiting churches everywhere. He would go to Shiloh, go to Redemption, go everywhere. You went to Dunamis. In Dunamis, they gave you flag. And the northern Muslims were looking at you. What do you expect them to do? If you're a Muslim, what do you think you would do? You would think, okay, it's like this guy believes in his own religion. It's not coming to us. How many mosques did you see him go to in 2023? But he was frolicking around. And there are, I'm a Christian, so don't get me wrong, and there are many big pastors with large followership that were practically not preaching again. They abandoned preaching in the churches, and they were practically canvassing for Obi. In Dunami, they gave him one big flag like that and invited him, and everybody hailed him. And the illiterates who are there, particularly those who are Muslim, are watching you. And then you still come out and say, oh, somebody is throwing. So who is playing this? So he plays religious politics, they play ethnic politics. Sometimes they will tell you, this is what, by God, they are playing ethnic. And I ask, who has I started this ethnicity politics thing? You see, many of my brothers from the Southeast, they personalize will be like Kilo Day, you can't even talk. They're so toxic. They just, and we'll begin to ask them that there are so many obedience who are not Igbos. There are so many obedience who are Yoruba in other areas. So tone this thing down a bit, and and that went into the election. And so a lot of things played out in that last election beyond the electoral hardware we keep flogging. Now let me take it to ADC. I watched
Yes,
this ADC and I'm not sure, particularly many of the APC guys. I'm not APC supporter.
sorry, Ogbeni, hold on, please. Egbe, what do you want to say? Igbe,
I wanted to ask him a question about INEC before he goes to ADC. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Ogbeni, okay, can hear you. Igbe, go ahead. Quickly ask your question.
Okay. He was saying our electoral body that Mahmoud shouldn't be. Are you saying that our system is 100% accurate? Like we should go on with the same pattern we are going to? Because I can categorically tell you that in the last Edo elections, there were some places they voted without, that votes were cast without the, what they call it, the machine, the Beavers machine. I have the video evidence to show you. So
Okay,
they
can I
said their
answer?
system had issues. So they were,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so we have to stick by our rules. Which one do we want to take? That's the dilemma we find ourselves. So to start with, when I started my talk, I said there is nowhere in the world where the election is perfect, even in the US. Today, Trump will still tell you that last election he lost to Biden, he did not lose, he won. Right? Today in the UK, some of them are still complaining. In fact, the Reform UK believe that they clear out the last local government election, that they still rig them out in some of the constituency. So there's no way complaint will not come. Okay. And so in Nigeria, we are not 100%. We will never be 100% till Jesus comes. I don't know if you're a Christian, but whoever you worship comes back, they will never have it. That's it. We will never. But are we at our benchmark that one can say categorically that we should be satisfied with this? My answer is no. We are not yet there. So my thesis is that have we moved away from where we were in 1999? Yes, we have moved far away from it, and that's why I try to compare. So if I happen to be the opposition, what will I be canvassing for now? All those my rep, PDP, Labour Party rep, I'll be galvanizing them and then be pressurizing them to go for electoral reforms. How many of them do you see making noise on electoral reforms in the House? No. But yet their head, their guy will still be outside, be making noise about rigging of election. when you know quite all right that the foundation of that your election is something you need to attend to. None of them is saying anything. Even Farotimi, that used to be the vanguard of if there is nothing, now he has carried in. Now ADC have formed himself, he has remained silent. I've asked him severally now on Twitter. He's saying that he's still thinking. He has not said anything on ADC because his boss has moved to ADC, and I'm not sure he never expected such to happen. So, but now narrow it on your question whether they in some places they use what we call what do you call that thing? Something form, incident form, right?
Incident form.
Incident form. So we have to take one. Which one do you want to take? So the issue is this: if you want to use beavers, okay, and the beavers is not reading, and people are complaining that you are disenfranchising them, do we want to stick to the fact that we will not use incident form at all? We have to decide. If we all decide that we will not use that, there is no occasion that will make us use incident form. Even if Beaver, don't forget that Beaver works on network. So there are spaces where network will not work. There are spaces where even people will go and vandalize that mast that day so that the thing will not work, right? And there are riverine areas, so many areas in Nigeria where you won't get network till we speak today. If you go to statistics, how many Nigerians are even on mobile to date as we speak? How many Nigerians have account number today while we speak? 60% of Nigerians don't have it, and we vote. So we have to decide, because electoral law that we have presently says that if that happens and the presiding officer confirms that it is true, then that could be allowed in the special circumstances. They give that allowance so that people are not disenfranchised, so that I don't come a genuine voter. I come to the station and then Beavers is not working. Everything is shut down. We have waited till 4 p.m. They've adjourned to the next. They said you should adjourn to next day. Electorate said they are not ready to adjourn to the next day. And then people are shouting they disenfranchise them. Arise is there. Rufai doing his own his own gaslighting on the TV. Okpebholo is doing his own. And you are penalizing INEC by all means. Then the law say, okay, let's give a space of this incident form in special circumstances where everybody agree that, look, if this thing is not working, let's allow it if we can actually identify this person. But if we now believe that that is a space for rigging, then let's Bookman say this thing is now cast on stone. Whether you are disenfranchised or not, we don't care. But we shouldn't put it in our law and come back to be complaining. That's the problem I have in Nigerians. You see, what an average British or an average Americans do is this. If you convince them with their letters of their law, they keep quiet. They wait for next election when their politicians come to them. And you see, that thing is what they will be hammering on. If you are not changing this thing, we are not voting you. And they will get it changed. It has happened in so many instances. But our own is not like that. Oh. Time to fix the law. We will not even push our rep. How many? Nobody will talk about electoral reforms now. Except I think that Peter Randy, I think that's the only guy now that has been shouting reform. They should, by all means, they should go and reform. I know that one also has his own idiotic tendencies sometimes. But at least, by and large, generally, he's still sending a message. So that's my answer to that. We have to decide what we want to do. We can't give exception and then over castigating that exception.
Thank you so much.
You know, why I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Mr. Tony, lastly,
go ahead.
Deliberating. When they were deliberating on this electronic transmission of results, Senator Aline Dume with some other northern senators, they came out. They said this thing is going to use network, and some parts of the major parts of the northern states that they don't have network, that this will work. So I think it's a lacuna in our electoral body that this incident form they use is a loophole, because in the urban cities now, for example, the urban areas now, you may be leading me in an election and I have people in the rural areas. I can decide to tell them not to use the machine or create one problem for them there. Then we use incident form and inflate the results. So I understand your point very well. Thank you so much.
So thank you that you understand that it's a dilemma and we have to choose one. You see that we cast it out completely, so nobody complains of disenfranchisement, or we put it there as an exception, and then we give discretion to whoever we choose to make this thing. Let me tell you one of the problems we have in Nigeria. Our politicians are not, they are not sincere. None of them are sincere. In the last election, Labour Party did not have polling unit agents in more than 40-something% of their polling units. Now, what is the implication of that? Most time people say, do we really need polling agents? You need it. You are in a developing country. You are not in an advanced nation. Nigeria is a developing country. So you need it. It's a third world developing country. Why do you need it? I've participated in electoral matters, and I've handled election petitions in the law court too. And I understand the dynamics of this thing. Why do you need all these polling units? You see some areas where the electoral act give discretions to those polling unit agents and say, if this happen, they say, okay, this is the general rule. But if this thing happens, for instance, in a river, do you know that some riverine area in Delta, in rivers, in Cross River, in even on those days, sometimes that you be on boat for hours to get to the place. You come to the hinterland during the day to come and pick their electoral materials. You put it on boat, and you are traveling hours to just get to the place to go and vote. Places where you don't have electricity and network. So in those places, if there's no network, there's no electricity, or there's a mishap to the boat and everything, I've heard many Nigerians that say cancel the election or postpone the election to the next day. But don't forget that even if you postpone the election, do you know what our electoral act says? They said even if we don't conduct election in those places, as long as they can't affect the result of others that we have declared substantial, I still declare a winner.
Do you mean it?
Yes. 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 That's what is there. And there's a reason for it again.
Why such reason?
Okay, so this is the reason. You see, for instance, if election in the whole of Edo State now, let's say you have registered voter of 1 million, okay, and you have conducted election in 800 million, I'm just giving an example, 800,000 for instance, and somebody is already leading by, let's say, 700,000 already, and the other party has 100, right? Then it remains 200 for you. So the principle is that even if that other person that is losing get all these 200, if you add it to his own, let's say the one winning doesn't even have anything again, if you add it to his own, it won't still change the result of the election.
Okay.
You understand?
I got it now.
Yeah. Okay, that's the essence of that principle. But now, the REC, or what do you call them in that state, they always rely on this thing because it's their discretion. That's what happened in Kogi now that made Yaya Bello to become a governor. Because that other guy, Audu, died midway.
It happened in Hope Uzodimma's case too. Cancellation of results, yeah.
Cancellation. So the REC now has their discretion to decide and say, okay, if we had this thing to this thing, then it won't. So if it's not, then why not declare the election? Don't mind whether they are voted or not. But oppositions that are supposed to be genuine with their people and be sincere will now lambast. They will now be gaslighting that thing instead of enlightening people. Unfortunately, again, our media has been captured. All our major media, they have owners. If you watch TVC, it's Tinubu. Everything on TVC now is pro Tinubu. If you watch Arise, everything on Arise is Obi. If you watch channels now, I don't even know where that one belongs. It's like some of their media guys are Obi, some of their media are Tinubu, some of them are TP. You go here, it's in a PDP. That one don't die. Go. You see, that is the issue with Nigeria. So whichever station you now tune to, you are not even getting educated. So I understand the Nigerian frustration, no. So how do we now express ourselves? The only place we now go to is Twitter, and to be castigating ourselves, spewing bigotry, cursing people, because there is no way they can ventilate that. Have you imagine? Let me draw your attention to something. If you go to our mainstream media, have you noticed that it's the same set of people they always bring for interview? Have you noticed that there are no new person again? No new person.
Yes,
they won't even go to the uni to go and bring professors, because that's what they do here now.
That's what they're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to bring experts in that area.
They don't. They will now go and bring Andoka to come and say something on tech. They will go and bring what do you call that one? Wike's PA, that guy from my state, Lere Oranka, to come and be talking about law. They will go and bring. That's what they do now these days. That's what they do. They will bring people that I call them spent forces on irrelevant, a field that they are so irrelevant to. recently they brought one guy to come and be talking about Israel, Palestine, Israel, Iran. I said, so who is this guy now? A politician to come and be talking about Israel. Do they really pay for all those slots? I'm telling you, if you open Arise a month, just watch Arise for a month, then pause for 1 month, come back the next month, it's the same set of people that are thinking. No new faces, no professor. In Western world, what they do is this: they look for that issue and they will not look for an expert in that issue. They can go
Yeah.
all way out. They want to look for the expert. So when the expert is talking, it will be objective, at least relatively, and he will balance his view, and he will give a very well-informed opinion or view on an issue. We don't do it in Nigeria. We don't. We just bring somebody to go come and be talking. Do you know how many
Yeah,
times Daily Momodo has appeared on Arise?
yeah, that guy is just everywhere. It's just speaking like I don't know. Well,
Yeah.
I don't
So,
know. You
so
guys are the experts.
Okpebholo has his own people. Ali Udume. Every time Ali Udume must come.
But the speed they get to arise or channels is that's what is baffling me. Now they just talk something. No. Let's see the what they arise.
Yes, now. Yeah, I believe they are paying for that thing. They'll just
Yeah,
call
they're paying for it.
Show, I need to talk. Oh, how much? Okay, 500. Go pay. Oh.
No. Show that already.
Yeah.
That already is terrible.
I'll put you on there.
Ah, wow. But
So
again, my brother, we could
out,
not go far. Come to that
out of
ADC.
our 36 governors, tell me how
Mm.
many do you see them intervene? I can mention just 3.
No,
None.
I've not really seen. Well, that three are they actually engaging on issues? No.
Nothing. They will bring Nasarawa. They like bringing down. I don't know what waiting down they give them for channels. Abdullah is really old. That guy.
But
They-
but these are Tinubu governors now. Why is Tinubu not tackling them?
I don't
Or
know. We
actually,
should
I
ask
question.
Tinubu. I don't know why he's pampering them. We should
Okay,
ask
now
him.
let me ask you this question now. Is it very early to write ADC off?
No. Who is writing that thing off? See that FDC, eh? He's a Trojan horse. For my own, no.
I beg, before you go that ADC expansion, ADA and ADC are the same party.
No, they are not same party. Let me
Hey
tell
God,
you let me go
hey,
from the ridiculous to maybe a
I'm
little
having headache.
from maybe a little light. Let's start from the
Mm,
ridiculous. So the ridiculous part of it is this: ADC is an established party. It has owners, it has
mm,
trustees, and it has ESCOs. Unfortunately, it's a mushroom political party that has been struggling over time. Their presidential candidate, Dume Kashiko, has been fighting the chairman. They've been taking themselves to court, just like Labour. They've been having internal crisis.
mm.
Against Nwosu, they've been having crisis. And so their point is that Nwosu's tenure has expired. He's been there for about 17 years or something like that, so he needed to go. So they've been on that hill. Unfortunately, what Atiku guys and co have done is that they've not left their party officially. So it's not as if they do coalition. That's why when they say coalition, I said this is not coalition now. If you are doing coalition, you are moving your party en masse, okay? Merging it into a new party or merging it into an existing party. That's not what is happening. Labour is still standing
Okay,
on its own. Labour is still standing on its own. No, Labour is not collapsing into ADC. PDP is still existing. PDP is not
okay.
collapsing. Yes. APC is existing. They are not collapsing. All those guys are not collapsing. What we can
Mm,
find here is that some figures in those parties, they are going evading the new party from figures. Like if you pick
okay.
PDP now, who are the people from PDP that are moving? Dele Momodu is moving. I don't know. Atiku is moving. Those are the former governor of Imo is moving. Those are the guys that are
Mm,
moving. They are just moving from PDP into ADC. Not that they are bringing PDP into ADC. So the governors in
oh,
PDP are not going with them, and so many of the chieftains in PDP are not going with them. So it's Atiku and his boys that are moving into ADC. Secondly, if you go on the part of APC, some disgruntled member of then CPC that enter APC led by Malamia and others, They are divided though. Obnobla and others now are not part of them. Those ones that I said they are going with Tinubu. So those ones are not collapsing APC into ADC.
So you mean APC have divided people? That is CPC fraction. They are not fully
Of
with.
course now. The CPC faction that joined to make APC back
Sorry
then.
to cut you short. Sorry to cut you short. This CPC faction fighting Tinubu, we are the same guys in Buhari's government that didn't want
Yes,
Tinubu to become president.
They were.
Those are the cabal. Yeah.
They were the same guys now. Same guys. Okay, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of one of them, and you just marvel why. You see, the people I pity most is the obedience. You know, I love them. The only part I don't like about them is the hostility and the toxicity of if you don't agree with them, they start cursing you and those things. I don't like that part. But you know, the professionals one that can reason with you, I pity them a lot, and those are the ones that have been silent now. If you try to throw them now, they will just leave you. Many of them now have been sending messages, they just read it and disregard. You know why I pity them? I sympathize with them because first and foremost, they believe so much in Obi. Some of them never believe. Some of them believe there could be coalition, but they never believe the kind of characters that will be in that coalition. Let me give you an example of a character in that coalition. You remember this guy, Adi Zuruka, or what do you call that guy? That aviation minister under Buhari that went to go and paint
Siriki.
That went to go and paint Ethiopia airline and call it Nigeria. Do you know it's in this ADC now?
I saw it. I was
Check his tweet. He has denied it. There is nothing in ADC.
Oh, so he left that place?
Yes, check his tweet. Verified page. He has denied it.
Oh, I hope so. Okay, let me give another ridiculous one. You know, there are so many now. You know, Yegun is in this ADC. Or has he really?
Yes, I was shocked.
Your guy.
I was shocked too. I was shocked.
Even as national chairman, he couldn't win his already War 2 for his party.
Now, look at this guy. You remember that sex toy senator?
Elisha?
That guy is also there. So you could imagine the kind of people you have here: the El-Rufai, the David Mark, all of them, Tommy Kimi, all of them forming together, and they are now rallying together. And you can now find Obi around them, holding hands and clapping for one another. It's so difficult. I went to Aisha Yesufu's platform on Twitter. I can see how she's struggling to defend it. At a point in time, she said, yeah, they are not our friend, but we have common enemy. I said, so that's your political ideology now. So your political ideology is just, let's displace a man. Not about Nigeria again. So where do you put Nigeria? When your focus is that, let's gang up with all these criminals and then chase one criminal so that we can occupy the space. So you're occupying the space with the criminals. So how do you wriggle yourself through in that kind of environment, that polluted environment, where those criminals will be the one that will sponsor the election? No? Because Obi is not going to sponsor any election. That's what they had the last time. They never had polling unit agents in 40-something% of the polling units because Obi never released money for them. He didn't. The few ones they raked from the obedience, Aisha Yesufu pocketed some of it. Until today, Abure is still saying you are owing many of our polling unit agents. You didn't pay them to date.
The whole polling unit agent, she refused to pay them. She didn't mobilize them.
Yeah, she didn't. She failed to mobilize them because she was calculating. So you could imagine that kind of. So the obedient like David Udein, and all those guys that try to paint Obi as if one big saint like that will never touch. You think he doesn't even go to toilet to even poo self. All those kind of things. Now they are finding it difficult now to defend this thing that is happening to ADC. But now to disregard this party and dismiss it, I will not disregard. And I'm not sure even Tinubu himself would, in his conscience or in his time of maybe his sleeping time, dismiss this formation. No, never say never. Because these guys, if you look at the votes that Atiku gathered in 2023, if you collapse it into what Obi gathered, it far outweighs the popularity of Tinubu. If you ask me, has Tinubu lost some of his popularity? The answer is yes. In some spaces in Nigeria, Tinubu has lost the 2023 popularity that he had. However, if you ask me what of Obi, yes.
Same, same with Atiku now. Same with Atiku.
Yeah.
Atiku has also lost people too, like Akwa Ibom State,
Yeah.
Delta. So he's also losing people too. So you can't
Yes.
say that he still has that 6,000, maybe 6 million votes intact.
But when you now pull, because Southeast is locked for Peter Obi, they all know that Southeast is locked for Peter Obi. So when you put that Southeast, collapse it to whatever article is able to gather one space or the other, this is not something you just dismiss anyhow. And I think as it stands now, Tinubu will start thinking of how to make sure that he sealed his agreement with Konkoso on time and probably settle the score between Konkoso and Ganduje on time, just like what they did to Fubara, and so that they can have Kanu to his side. That can be a plus. Because if you consider the insecurity, let me tell you something I feel. Tinubu has to be very careful too. Insecurity is very likely to increase in Nigeria because that's the coins of the opposition in Nigeria. They played it during their own time too. And that is the major thing they will be making noise about in the next campaign round.
Ogbeni, I love this your first submission.
Yeah.
This is a very holistic first submission you just gave. It's a concern for everybody, not only for Tinubu.
Yeah. They want to increase, and if they increase insecurity, particularly in the middle, because if you ask me where they will take the fight to now, I think the fight will be in the middle belt. That's where I think the fight is, because if you see the middle belt, most time when the obedience saying we lock the middle belt, I said no, you did not lock anywhere. You had Plateau and Nasarawa back then. You never play. Middle belt is not limited to 2 states. Kwara is middle belt, Kogi is middle belt, Benue is middle belt, Niger is middle belt, and FCT is middle belt, and then there's another one I've not mentioned. So where did you really say you locked? You locked Nasarawa. The man was still very close to you in Nasarawa, but you won Plateau. The man was still also close to you. So where else? You did not win any other place except FCT. So, but when you go to those houses now, you realize that there are main political stewards in those places that are not for Tinubu for now, but there are some who are still sitting on the fence. If you go to Apoti now, Natasha is a very strong force in Kogi as far as our place is concerned. If Natasha is not coming to Tinubu's side, Kogi may be a dicey one for them because Dino is already in ADC. So to play politics in Kogi, they have to get Natasha to their side. They have to settle the issue between Natasha and Akpabholo, which can be settled. It's not, you see all these things. See Wike, can anybody believe that Wike and Fubara can come together like that? I know it's a very fragile piece, but at least they've done something there.
Sorry, you see that Natasha court verdict of today?
Yeah.
It's tricky to me. Court reinstate. Court said that she reinstate Natasha. Fine. What about the case? Did they throw the case? So reinstating her on what ground? Please, you are not touch everything. I'm waiting for you.
So it's like this. If you go to the law, you see that it's clear that Natasha was bound to win that case. They just
really
on her. Yeah, that's the case Natasha took to court was not the case of you spark my bomb, I did not spam your boom. That was not the case.
Oh.
No, because she took to court was just on her suspension. There are 2 cases.
Yes, that's
one just on her
suspension. Wife
suspension.
too concerning that case of sexual harassment. So the case is still pending in court.
Yes. So whether or not, our question was very simple in court. Whether or not, by virtue of their rules and the constitution of Nigeria and the decision they have made before, okay, in Norma Agege's case, whether or not Senate can suspend her for that long. Simple, that's the case. And no court, even if you are a judge and you read Norma Agege case and you read their rules that say they can do only within 14 days, and you read the constitution that says that you are representing your constituency, your answer will be clear now. Your answer will be yes. So I've read all these things, and this is what he says. So yeah, please go and restrain this lady and pay her. Now they can now appeal. If they appeal, they will stay that judgment and say this judgment cannot take effect until we finish our appeal. If they really want to punish her. But if they are looking at the political climate now and they feel like, look, we need this Natasha on our side because of this Dino guy in Kogi. Oh yeah, governor. Oh yeah, go and talk to this guy. Okay, Baba Tinubu, yeah, you said, talk to your pabi. Oh yeah, let's find a way to let them hold hands. Then fragile peace again. Things like that do happen in political climate. And then they settle, and then they have Kogi again. So it's so interesting. I will conclude there that it's so interesting that the opposition has they've ignited. They've never gone away anytime anyway, but they've started the politicking so early. So nobody should blame Tinubu again now. If Tinubu is politicking, nobody should say it's too early. Why are you politicking? No, the opposition is there. They don't allow the government to rest and govern. They brought out politicking. So all of them must politic because they are politicians. So nobody should blame them now. And that's where I will stop for now. Thank you.
Wait, please, you are not stopping first. I want to ask this question, beg.
Okay.
Who will step down for who?
Mind you,
Egbe, are you saying anything?
I said the ADC presidential candidate, Dumebi Kachuku, has taken them to court. So they're in court. Atiku is still a member of PDP. He hasn't resigned. Peter Obi hasn't resigned from Labour Party. Erufai is still a member of SDP. So we are still watching them.
You see that Dumebi on so, if I can say something on that Dumebi, you see, it's so funny, particularly on the part of the obedience. And I mention them because they are the most active on social media. So when people ask most time, why do you always mention them? After all, Obi is not president. I say, Obi is a major figure in Nigeria, and his people are the most active and the most hostile when it comes to talking down on people. So we need to be addressing them. It's so funny that you invaded somebody's space. You could imagine you build your house for past 17, 20 something years. You've been enjoying yourself in the house. They say it's an SPV for spend politician. Fine. He has been using his own as SPV. Go and form your own now. He's been using this to make money. Fine. It's his own. It's not yours. If you are not fine with it, form your own. You did not form your own. You all came to invade his space. And immediately you invade his space, you said all his escort has withdrawn from you. And then you just declare David Mark as your acting chairman. And then you declare Eghodalo as your secretary. And you are just taking space. You're just taking space of another man's house. When the guy now kicked, they are now blackmailing the guy and said he's an ex-convict in the United States of America. Won't you guys just learn from what happened in labor? You can't just come to somebody's space. Even by Bible even said it that if you come to a strong man's house, you have to pick that strong man and tie the guy away because you can take over that place. Because if you don't,
I'm not supposed to be laughing. I'm not really laughing. I'm not supposed to be laughing. I mean, moderator.
If the baby win there for court case now, which APC can use against them, that ADC cannot fly. So they have to look for another platform now.
It's a difficult one for them. They will try to settle the maybe.
I think he never resigned from PDP. PDP never fully resigned from what they call it, Labour Party.
And you know the problem we have. You remember.
Is that
Madam Sita is me.
Oh, you don't reach here.
I did. I follow what peace come here.
How you did now?
I do.
Okay. Are they laughing now?
But as I'm not supposed to be laughing. I'm a moderator. The world is looking at me. I'm not supposed to be laughing. But
why are you not supposed to be laughing?
I'm not supposed to be laughing.
Look, laughter is a part of human existence. I beg laugh if you reach to laugh. By the way, which collation? Shebi, I don't. Okay, sorry, it's not my turn. Let me shut up.
But you got your turn soon. Osawaru, Egbe, Ogbeni is just putting the nail on the center. I'm be holding my laugh since. It's not fair, Ogbeni, what you are doing here. Okay, now I have to stand for coalition. I have to stand for them. But again, Ogbeni, sorry, before I go to Madazita.
Yeah.
Who do you think? No, let me not say think. When they were forming APC, my speaking, when they form APC, they first of all get their president from party around them, which was Buhari.
Yeah.
So they all know what we are going for, who's going for who. For this coalition of ADC, I did see where the I'm going to say if you give me the ticket, I will do 1 year. That say if you give me the ticket, I will do 1 year. They don't know if you give me the name, so they don't even know who will be their president, or they don't even make a name. They also they want to go into political.
Mr. Tony,
Everybody
before you
talk.
stand with these people, I realize say El-Rufai son still dey APC o. David Mark, the interim chairman, im daughter still dey for APC o. She win
Man,
constituency.
on our math not good. Everybody, please. Who do you think will be the ticket holder? Is
See,
it?
if you ask me now, who I go ask? Now, see different. I think is in mathematics we use that set and subset. Okay, look at the way the thing can run now. I'm seeing Obi, and El-Rufai ticket. I see problem with the ticket too. I'm just permutating. I'll still come back to what is wrong with those tickets. I'm seeing Atiku and Amechi ticket. I don't see.
Amechi?
Yes, I'm seeing Atiku and Amechi ticket. Now, I don't see Atiku Obi ticket. I don't see any possibility in that. Obi will never vice Atiku. That one is sure. And Atiku will never vice anybody. That one is not. That one is the most impossible in the world that Atiku will be vice. Okay, that's it. So, two main tickets is visible here. Obi El-Rufai or Atiku and Amechi. It cannot be Atiku El-Rufai. That's not. It cannot be Obi Amechi because that is South.
Atiku Obi.
So Atiku Obi, that's what I'm saying. And I said Obi will not vice anybody. That will never happen.
He will.
Because if Obi does, he will lose his obedience space. Particularly, he will still get Southeast.
He will not lose his obedience space.
You sure? I don't see people like
he won't.
I don't see people like Pharaoh Time and his gang following Obi to vice. I don't even see Aisha too.
Let me tell you,
guys, those people, they believe it's either Obi or nothing. The Southeasterners will still vote for him. I'm sure of that because that one, they believe that for equity, for social justice, he must be an Igbo person. They want somebody like that to be there. And because they hate the man they want to kick out by all means, that hatred is just too obvious. So because of that, and when I say hatred, many of them have different reasons for their hatred. Some their hatred is because they believe that he stole their mandate. That's what is meant for their man, for their own time. Some believe that he's not even supposed to contest when he contested because he's supposed to be for the Southeast at the time he contested. And all those many things they about Tinubu. It's not as if there's anything so personal about that Tinubu. But with that, they will still vote. But you see the obedient in other spaces, they will not vote. For instance, the Middle East guys, the Middle Belter guys, they believe that the Fulanis is their main problem in that area. Finding Atiku still leading as the presidential candidate there, Atiku will lose so much. The vote they gave to Obi the last time in those spaces, in Plateau and all those areas, he won't be able to get that kind of vote again from them. He will lose those sides. If you go to Southwest, you may lose Southwest. In fact, Southwest is almost locked down. Okay, particularly with the aftermath of the last election and the way the obedient pipeline from the Southeast were trolling and the putting everybody in the same basket, even the obedient that are from Southwest, just put them in the same basket. So that will count in all those spaces. The people will say, okay, why are you? These things are part of the element of our elections that must always count. So it will count in all those elections. And so that's why I don't see Atiku and Obi vice president at Atiku. But Obi El-Rufai, there's a problem with that ticket too for me. The Southeasterners will still vote. Many obedient will go and vote for Obi because he's the president. They believe he's the president. But the middle betters will not vote for any ticket that has El-Rufai on it. Even the Kaduna resident will not go and vote for ticket that have El-Rufai on it because El-Rufai has a lot of baggage on its own. Whether real or unreal, the perception already is bad for El-Rufai. So it's going to be a very tough one for Obi to be able to carry that baggage. Atiku Amechi, yeah.
Okay, let me tell you, you see that Atiku, that Amechi, did you listen to Amechi's interview? Amechi has an agenda. He has an ambition. Mind you, before El-Rufai started supporting Tinubu in APC, he was supporting Amechi in that primary.
I know.
And Amechi will never work with Atiku's guys. People like Uche Secondus and co, they were never Amechi's friends. They are like their sworn enemies. That's why you see Amechi never supported Fubara because of Uche Secondus and co. So I'm seeing El-Rufai and Amechi playing a game with this coalition. They have agenda. And they see Obi is the beautiful bride here. Atiku needs Obi just because of
He's
Obi.
he's not the beautiful bride.
Like everybody needs
Also,
Obi.
Jim
If
is
Obi should leave
laughing.
this coalition today now, I don't think it will trend. That's what I'm telling you. They need Obi in this. I'm not an obedient. I will never support them, but that's one
I
thing I will tell
believe
you.
we
But
need Obi too.
They don't need Obi.
but
They don't need Obi.
but I want to agree with Ogbeni and Egbe here because Obi is the beautiful bride. With that coalition,
Let
the
me tell you
spicing.
something.
Obi should
Okay,
leave this
Madazita,
coalition
Can I
tell
come
today.
us.
in?
Yeah,
If Obi
come
should
in. Let
leave
me
this
understand
coalition
speak.
today.
With
Okay.
Egbe, wait. Let Madazita speak. Go ahead.
Is it me or him?
You go ahead, Madazita.
Oh,
I told him
okay.
to wait.
Okay.
Ogbeni,
First
please
of
hold on.
all,
Not very so.
No, I
Madazita,
did.
please.
Oh, Allah.
no
Madazita, go
verse,
ahead.
I beg. I just
Uh,
want to ship something in make una no verse. First of all, Ubeni Antonio and the other guy, let me tell you people, I don't know why they sit down and call that thing coalition. It is not. It is the campaign. That's not a coalition.
That's true.
People,
That's true.
they are decamping into ADC. That's what they are doing. It's not a coalition. Go and read what is, of course, when you know what is a coalition now, these are individuals that are decamping into a party.
Yeah, I said it. I've said it today.
Which have, each of them have his own ambition. He has his own dreams and aspiration. Individually, they've not come together to stand on one dream, one aspiration, and one purpose. So you can't call it a coalition. There are just people jumping into ADC, and the ADC is fighting back. Don't come and take my party. Don't come and take my... That's actually what I can see now. For me, one of the leg of the campaign has broken. So they're all standing with one leg. Now, I usually see people say Obi is the beautiful bride. Maybe you guys are sitting in your corner seeing Obi as a beautiful bride, but his own fellow politicians do not see him as a beautiful bride. Let me explain. If he is a beautiful bride to kick Tinubu out of Aso Rock, they won't waste a second. Because in as much as most of them want to be president, they will drive so much joy in seeing Tinubu out of that place. So if Obi is actually the beautiful bride, as you people claim, those politicians, it will not be an argument to give him that ticket. Get the guy out first. We can handle you later. After all, Obasanjo did it in 2007. Is it 2000? Yeah. Is it 2007? Yes. Obasanjo did it. The most important thing to Obasanjo then, as a core politician, was for PDP to win. It doesn't really matter whether it's a man who is going to die the next day that is going to be the presidential candidate. He doesn't care. What really matters is for them to maintain the seat. So if I listen to all of them, I know that they have their ambition, they have their dreams, they have their aspiration, they have their mission. But one thing is sure, all of them do not want Tinubu in Aso Rock come 2027. So if all of us can agree that that is at least one mission they all agree in, and you guys see P2P as a beautiful bride, so use him for at least the mission you people agreed on. He is not a beautiful bride because they know that he doesn't have a political power. I will keep saying this. Hate me, like me, I don't care. The only thing that is working against Obi is P2B. The only thing demarketing P2B is P2B. So if other things that made him get 6 million votes is out, then he's nobody. I don't know if you people are getting the picture. What made Obi get 6 million votes? Number one, head for the establishment. Buhari collected everybody's money in his last days, threw it inside the basket, set it ablaze. Nigerians were screaming. Yes, people wanted to come and vote, but this is the lowest in record we have. That is one. Two, Muslim ticket, religion. It went for Obi. Because Nigerians were going hell wire on Muslim ticket. Are you kidding me? So what about we Christians? What about the Hindus? What about the pagans? You want to kick us out? What about the chapel in Aso Rock? And when they were carrying out their propaganda, they forget that the Muslim man who is going to be the president, his wife is a pastor. And he's been moving around those so-called Christian churches. But they carried that propaganda. It worked for Obi. Then the third one was ethnicity. Some people came up with this idea, more especially people from Edo State. I'm sure Edo man has not been the president of Nigeria. But they come up with this beautiful idea that all the tribes in Nigeria has become president except the Igbos. Igbo man turn, Igbo man turn. I don't know where the heck they got that one. But it went for Obi.
Yes, I do champion that a lot. That's true.
Then it went to Obi. Most people worked on that thing. Then the fourth thing rather, they said Tinubu is sick. And they, not be that man, they still they wear cut shoe, they were boy. The way they projected that man in 2023, and they check, oh, leg the man, oh, he's old, oh, he's 80, oh, he's 90, oh, he has 4. See pipe in his hand, see pipe in his anus. Hey, there is one pipe in his ear, oh, there is one pipe in his armpit, oh, he's going to die. Another year adua. He went to Obi. All of a sudden, a 60-something-year-old man become a young man, which happens to be Obi. I don't know when 60-something became a young man, but in 2023, a 60-something-year-old man became a young man because Tinubu was 100, so he was 60. So he's not a young man.
But I don't break the whole table.
Please, I will try to exaggerate it because that's how it was sounding then. So Tinubu was 100 and Obi was 60, and then a 100-year-old man who is supposed to die, and a 60-year-old young man who is jumping and exercising. They carried that propaganda. He went to Obi. Then the 15, they called Tinubu a crook, a drug addict, a drug baron. And funny enough, they call him Chicago Bobo. They don't know what it means for you to run the streets of Southside Chicago. I have told them to go and do their research. If that guy is actually a street boy in South Chicago, I tell you, he is gonna run them street again. He is gonna win them silly. Mark my word. Because everybody is talking about this coalition. They are not seeing the mistakes these so-called hooligans are making. They are not coordinated. They don't have a vision together. Not one vision, not one mission, not one dream, not one aspiration. They are kangarooding themselves. They want to make Ada. They move from Ada, remove the last, put C, they're now in ADC. Hey, this one is still in Labour. Hey, this one has not resided. All these things, Nigerians that support them are not seeing these lapses that is going to result to not winning an election. But when they lose, they will leave them, leave Tinubu, and face our beautiful institution called INEC. They will run around the internet disgracing and screwing all manner of gibberish and trash about our INEC. But none of them is trying to see that these guys are not doing anything reasonable to unseat Tinubu. On the day of the election, they will come to talk. So the Chicago drug dealer went for Tinubu. And none of them asked what Obi was doing as Tinkan Island chairman. They didn't ask that question, but I will ask.
Under Abacha's government, too.
Under Abacha's white government? Nobody asked that question. Most of them did not even know. But what they know is that Obi is the young man they sent. According to you, you said he's the beautiful bride. Look, Obeni, Tony, let me
I
say
hear you.
this. You see this nonsense that I'm doing? Inshallah, all of us will come back to this platform come 2027. You see that Southside street boy, South Chicago street boy. If it's this thing that doing, look, that boy went to school in Delhi. Now the heart of Southside, where they run things. You go wise. When I mean wise, if a 7-year-old boy run things for you in Southside, you go understand, go and ask. If it's actually a street boy in Chicago, as you people said, and all 4 places, Southside, I mark today, he will run them streets. They should bring it on. This is a global platform. I make bold to say it. He is going to run them streets. Nobody is seeing their mistake. Nobody is seeing their kangaroo. Nobody is seeing the stupidity. Nobody is seeing their weakness and their laziness and their inability to coordinate. But when 2027 comes, they will say Tinubu rigged the election. Then they will start abusing INEC. Thank God, the man in White House now reads everything and says everything. The last one they wrote to, I'm sure he doesn't even know where he is. I'm sure the letter didn't get to him, maybe probably trash in the trash can. But the one there now reads everything and sees everything and says whatever he wants to say. They should get ready to write to him again. That is my case. I don't talk
Thank you,
finish.
Madam Zita. Thank you, thank you. Before I go to it, yeah, people watching us from Twitter or watching us on Twitter, please like, share, and follow us. YouTube, thumbs up, like and share. Facebook, like and share and thumbs up and follow, subscribe. It's free. You're not paying anything. And if you want to come to the studio, come to the studio and join us and have a civil discussion. Sorry, I've not been around. I've been busy. My co-host, my moderator, is busy too. He lost his father. He went home for a funeral and all that. He'll be back soon. And today I came up because we are expecting a big earthquake in Japan. So I moved my family out. They flew out of the town. So I'm at home. You know, say Nigerian man, we always think of our pockets.
You said you were
Yeah.
expecting what in Japan?
We have expected a very big earthquake in Japan today.
That Japan, the plate, there for wrong plate,
Yeah,
child.
yeah. And it was predicted 30 years ago. At the same point, they predicted it has already started in Philippines. It started 2 days ago in Philippines. So now we're expecting to epicenter in Tokyo. Very big one, but I hope it passes us by. But anyway, we are here today. We have Ogbeni, we have Igbe, we have Mother AI, we have Sawaro. Paulo Sembo came and he left. But we are discussing a family discussion. Labor people come here, ADC people. If you have climb up, it's a free space. We don't discriminate. Speak freely. You can see it's very civil and it's very decent. There's no quorum. Speak your mind, no insult. We don't have to tolerate insult here. Egbe, I want to ask you this question, please. Egbe, are you there? If I go to Ogbeni. Egbe,
I'm here. Yes, sir.
now,
Yeah.
now that Abure have given Ubi 48 hours to resign, where will Ubi go to? Is it ADA or ADC?
Well, I believe they are pushing him around because yesterday I listened to his running mate, Dati Baba Ahmed. He said he's doing everything humanly possible to bring Obi back to Labour Party and to settle him with Abure, because he has seen that this coalition, these people, they are not sincere. And most of us observing them, me in particular, I know this so-called coalition, they are not coaliting anything, they are defecting to ADC. And the person they orchestrate this whole thing, na Atiku. Take it or leave it, none of them will beat Atiku in any primaries they hold. Whether indirect or indirect, Atiku will beat them any day, anytime. But I know one thing for sure. El-Rufai and Amici has plan in that group they are. Obi, I don't really know if that man did that smart to understand what they go on. But you see David Mark would do everything humanly possible for Atiku. Yes, he was the chairman of PDP, what they call it, primaries that Wike lost that and all that. We know the role they played. So Atiku, the position in main already inside this ADC, the party already. So Peter Obi staying in that ADC is at his own detriment though, because they will outsmart him. Atiku just needs him to get more votes. If not, I don't think Peter Obi has any value in that party. He should just go back to his Labour Party, settle with Abure and co, put his house in order, because he said he wants to become president. He wants to unify us as a country, but you cannot even settle your common local dispute in your party, which is Labour Party. Go back to your party, settle your house. You already have Governor Oti on your side. Look for a strong candidate from the north to deputize you, because one thing that will surely play out in this election, Mohamed Buhari from the north has done his 8 years complete. This same Atiku and co, they told Jonathan in 2014 that it was the turn of the north. So a Fulani man has done 8 years. So they should leave the southern part of Nigeria to also finish their 8 years, and the
Now
power
you
will
are getting
return.
the point. You refuse to use the word. This
Yes.
2027 election is going to be 80% on emotion. Trust me.
Yes. Now I'm
You
not
can't kick a
voting based
Southerner
on.
out.
Yes, I'm not voting or campaigning because it's my party. A Southerner should complete that 8 years. The treatment they gave to Jonathan will give them that same treatment. So Obi should run, because 2031 the Northerners will never give you that space to take their place. See, if you come to that 2031, the Northerners, they will say, this is our turn. If we like, we waste this time. Because I told them that the only person that the opposition could have even used, that could have, okay, maybe we could have bought the idea, is Goodluck Jonathan, because he has only 4 years to run, because he has already done his former 4 years and all that, because there was a law that was supposed to stop him from running, but I heard he won the case in court or something. So I was thinking that the opposition leader could have gathered someone like Goodluck Jonathan, bring him back, okay, run for 4 years, so that you can outsmart Tinubu, because the Northerners, they will never vote for Obi. Why? They say if this man should say, okay, want to do 4 years, you forget this was the agreement Jonathan had with them too, that he betrayed them. Obi will never do 4 years, because when Obi come, for example, he wins the election, the Igbos, all his people will say, you don't already test this power, we no leave am, we must complete our this thing. No have power dey sweet, no matter how you become sent, they want to complete it. So the north, they fit just decide, okay, since these people are bringing this and bringing that, we'll just vote for the Tinubu, make him do in 4 years, they go. And forgetting that Tinubu will go to the north, give them some offers, the northern leaders offers, forget everything that happen now. In the election, then they go close. Now you go know how politicians work. The fuel prices and all these things they complain of, they will go down. And these northerners we always talk about, they will just, okay, let's just vote for this man. Left hand watch right hand watch left hand. Let him just do his 4 years and leave. Atiku is desperately running because that man, he be like say dem tie him placenta for Aso Rock. He forgot something there. Every year he wants to run. Every time he wants to run, he should take the back seat. But the question you ask me is just for Obi. Obi should go back to Labour Party and fix his house. If he can't fix Labour Party, maybe he can go and join Bala Mohammed in PDP and see what they can work out there. But in this ADC they are forming, that party might not even stand, because you see this Ukachuku guy, this Dumebi, that guy will take that case even up to Supreme Court. They might not even have candidates. Believe me, APC might capitalize on this, because see the opposition and the ruling party, they will be fighting themselves. That's why you see the likes of El-Rufai took Ada to go and register, because they are thinking of alternative. Because he said it yesterday that Ada is just like a backup to this ADC, because they know there's a problem. If not, by now, as David Mark resigned from PDP, Atiku and his likes should have resigned too. So they're just staying back to watch. They're not even sure of the party where they are now. And when you see these people, you just know that they are not really smart. Sorry to say, Because if they are smart enough, sorry, let me just finish. Let me round up. If they are smart enough, when Tinubu was forming the I think what they call it, Buhari, they were forming APC. They came with full force and they got everything the way they wanted it to be. But this people, they don't need try by error today. They are calling at that tomorrow. When they started this movement, it was SDP we had. I thought people would just follow into SDP. Later, we started hearing Ada, nice ADC. Tomorrow, you see another thing again. So these people, they are not really serious. I believe they are not. They're not smart enough to smart Bola Tinubu, because right now most of the governors they think might even follow them might not even follow them, because most of them are first time governors. They want to be re-elected. I think the game will change around November when they will change the new INEC chairman. We'll see how things will go. Then they will get the full message. I was thinking that by now these people have put their house in order, come out with one voice. Now they are playing hanky-panky. Give me one tenor. This one is saying one tenor. Tomorrow Obi will say this. Amechi will say this. And people are in a so-called coalition that you can't even speak with one voice. You don't even trust yourselves. And you want to go and fight somebody like Ahmed Tinubu that fought the sitting his own party to even become president. Nice at the aim of affair. And you think he will just come overnight and just push him away because you want to make noise that Nigeria, they are suffering that. For what this guy said, Ogbeni, I've already told somebody. There was a report from a Dutch newspaper about these people moving from the Sahel, these herdsmen and these terrorists from all these places. They are moving into Nigeria. I don't know what our security agencies are doing. But the one that happened in Benue, from my own information I gathered, it was just like a tribal war between themselves there. But it just centered at, it was herdsmen issue. We already have this herdsmen issue. I don't know if the president or whomever, Nuhu Ribadu and the rest of them, will really work on this thing, because they will capitalize on this. These men, they are heartless. They will use it for their gimmicks, because they used it against Jonathan. Oh, they were killing people in the north, they were doing this. These people will still push this agenda. I'm telling you that these guys has moved down to the south. It was Abraka ahead last time. Yesterday, it was Ogoni. In River State, a herdsman killed a farmer, and the people are protesting today. So you understand? These issues, I believe the president should work. They should put their house in order. Let me put it like that. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Razita, sorry, you wanted to come in.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you people a question.
Okay.
Do we really think, is it how low we think of ourselves? Because I was thinking that people who wants to unseat Tinubu, we look for a man who has an all-round, even if he doesn't have that 100% all-round acceptance, at least 4 geographical region, geopolitical region, at least 4 out of the 6. But they are not looking for such a person. They are not looking for somebody who is new. That are still the since some of them were even before 1999 politicians. Now, they actually think we are stupid. Atiku wants to be the president of Nigeria, but he couldn't solve the problem of PDP. To the extent he has to run away. Are you kidding me? Obi wants to be the president of Nigeria, but he cannot solve Labour Party problem. Do you know how many PDPs are in Nigeria? How many Labour parties are in Nigeria? In terms of behavior, such a person will have to contend with Senate. He has to contend with House of Rep, and he has to contend with the either South if he's a Northerner or North if he's a Southerner. It's all manner of human beings that behave and do very irrational things, including the herdsmen. And ordinary party, they can't solve. Is it how low we think of ourselves, or probably how low they think of us? That for just to come out and say Tinubu is not doing well, It's enough for us to say, okay, go, we vote you. Is it how low we really are? That they feel we should not vent them? We should just say, Tinubu is not doing well, and they come out, we vote them. Ezioku. I don't really understand all this Tinubu stuff. And I am not a supporter of Tinubu, but I know he will win. I've said that several times. I said it when they were battalions fighting him. Everything was going against them except themselves, going for them except themselves. I said it here. So watch him. Watch the way he's campaign. Everybody was abusing me. Some people who hate me today, they hate me because of Tinubu. I didn't go to Nigeria to vote. I don't support him. I can never support any politician from 1999. That's me. The day they bring a new person, I'll go home and campaign for the person. But if it's still this conglomeration of criminals that kept Nigeria the way it is, and are coming out again to tell us to vote for them, that they will solve the problem, I don't really understand that. Nigeria, I think it was part of the problem of Nigeria. P2B was part of the problem of Nigeria. El-Rufai, you are talking about insecurity. El-Rufai was governor of Kaduna State for 8 years. Southern Kaduna is still in fire. The precious stones there, they're fighting themselves and killing themselves over it. He is making money out of it. To the extent he looked Nigerians in the eyes and told them to start paying those boys that are killing people, that we should beg them and pay them. Everybody said that. And today he wants to be president. I don't really understand what they think Nigerians to be, but I hope we are not actually what they think us to be. But let me say this. I know they will not believe me. I will never support anybody who has been a politician since 1999 in Nigeria. I will not. It's same old. Actually, they are not going there. They don't have a vision. They don't have a mission. They are not going there to actually do anything except to occupy the seat. Just to occupy the office. That's all they are going there to do. So why should I be so obsessed about such a person? The only difference between them and Tinubu in 2023 is that Tinubu has something to run on. He's showing everybody Lagos. He's bragging of what he did, whether he did it or he didn't do it. But looking at Lagos, Lagos is beautiful. At least compared to other states in Nigeria. So the others that were running with him didn't have anything. Even when 2 of them were past governors in his own time. And he's been the president. Tomorrow he's going to come out again and say the good things he did, leaving the bad ones out. So he still has something to run on among all of them. So that's the difference. And he's a street boy. Watch him. Is he talking now? Is he fighting back? They are the ones speaking. They are the ones dancing. They are the ones beating the drum. They are the ones dancing. They are the ones singing. He's quiet with his big Okpebholo eye, watching closely, planning. We are not going to understand. But when they hammer in 2027, please, abuse Tinubu, abuse yourself. Don't abuse NEC. I beg you now. They should stop destroying our institutions, because that is us. That is us. That's not the politicians. Please. Nobody is seeing anything wrong in this article and his conglomerates. Nobody is seeing anything wrong. Everybody, they are going to kick Tinubu out. So when people jump party, they win. But it's okay if it is the law they think of us, that a man who cannot sort out ordinary party. Atiku wants to be a president. Wike is screwing his ass every second of every minute. One body, one person in his party made him run away. God of mercy. The same thing with Obi. 2 people in LP. They put 2 sticks inside Obi's ass and they're screwing it, and he's running helter-skelter looking for shelter. These are people who wants to be president. What did you call him? Beautiful bride indeed. Abemuna, leave me.
So, but I would say this before you came here, I was saying this that this coalition is making Tinubu like a superstar, like a genius. But
He's
it does
making him what?
look like a genius, like a superstar.
They say he's using juju on them.
This coalition, because come to think of it, it's same old, same cargo that has been in power for past 50 years, either directly or indirectly or corridor of power. These are aggrieved people, not that they are foreign coalition because they want to move the country to a better uh, stage or a better place. They are forming coalition or coalition because they feel disgruntled. They feel left out from the national cake, not for the interest of the people, not the interest of the country or nation building. The reason they are coming together because they'll be stepped aside, they'll be put aside by this present government. They are not benefiting. So that's why they are forming coalition against this man in power. I have no cons in that. But they are making the man look like a superstar. That is one. Two, another thing that's going to work against them, the South will work against them. The South will not fold up their hand, allow the North or some few people in the North to wake up and decide whenever they like who will become the president in the South. When it comes to the South turn, they will, not, they'll start deciding who will pick or who not to pick. When it gets to their turn, we don't interfere in their affairs. So if the South allow the North to truncate this Tinubu 4 years, to be a joke and shame on us because they will end up doing 12 years. So, first of all, that's a disadvantage for the North again. And the Northern elite, the oligarchs, will want to fold their hand and wait for 2021 so that the presidency will come to them in a pattern of gold because they don't need to stress themselves. In 2021, he will come to them. It's not left for them to decide where he's going to go to in the North, if it's North Central or whatever. But now is in the South. This gentleman argument they have. Tinubu is going to do his 80 years. And the South will support him to do his 8 years because it's not a regional or ethnic stuff. It's not about development anymore. I will support that. Like, no, let this man do his 8 years because the North cannot just stand up and start dictating who will be our president or who will not. Even the primaries, they were highly involved during Buhari time when Tinubu was coming in. But I will take one thing from what Egbe said. If the North they were sure of getting power, dragging or Russian power from Tinubu, they would have gone for Jonathan. By constitution, by the law, he cannot do more than one tenure. Then we know they are ready. A certain man faces a certain man. Not that Jonathan is better. Then we know they are ready for the coalition. Then it was okay. We are voting a certain man. By law, just like Donald Trump, he cannot do more than 4 years. The power will go back to the North because we are fed up of this smart policy. But they're not doing that. Now they are coming together, bunch of same people, aggrieved people. Now they're even fighting who's going to be the president. They don't even know who's going to be the ticket runner for the presidency. And we expect that the southern people will fold their hand and let these people take the power to the North because they are agreed. That will not happen. That will be a slap in our face. That alone will make Tinubu win 2027. Not like he's a fair man. Not like he's going to do anything extraordinary. He already have 23 governors. By crook or hook, they can tell you the 23 governors they won their 23 states. Even the 500 votes, they won. Win is a win. These are the things you have to understand. In a game of war, nobody fights fair. So I don't understand when people start thinking that, suddenly Nigeria politics, election, next situation would not be fair. It's a dirty game. Everybody's going to fight dirty. Nobody will wait and allow the enemy to pick his leg during the battle. He wants to defend himself too. Mr. Egbe, you wanted to say something?
I just want to just give me 20 seconds. See, you just like football with your watch. You want go use my templates against me, like Guardiola, you want play against Guardiola 4-3-3. Now, this template they are using now for Tinubu formation in 2014, 2015, when he was forming that measure. That same game now they won't go use against Tinubu, and they tell me say this guy is smart. You want come in on top, come teach am politics, like you want to form measure. If you ask them, oh, that was how they did it in 2014, 2015. And you forget that the person there, Tinubu, is not Jonathan. Jonathan was not that kind of a politician where they ready to go to another. You see, Tinubu, he doesn't even listen to them. Somebody was telling me, oh, since they formed this coalition, the man is scared, da 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 da. The man will don't travel. You don't even they send them. Now, the luck they have, say Tinubu no be the kind of Obasanjo kind of politician. By now, people like Abubakar Malami, those who they are expecting say they go fund this thing now. They go open in books. Amechi, they go open in books. How he borrowed all those money from China, all the China loan he took to do all those railway to Marabi and Co. They start opening their books. EFC will come after them because you see all this coalition they are doing. They will look for funding. They will look for funds. For me, I know say Tinubu dey wiser than me and dey smarter than me. He will go after them. So all this noise you're just hearing, just like what happened in Edo State before the election, you heard the noise now. That's why I run from this space. Oh, it happened. It be like a film for the eyes. The reality on ground is different from what we see on social media. See now they are making the noise. By the time you see these people now, I think I've been hearing different groups. Oh, we are endorsing this man for second tenure. We are here. The Southerners, they are seeing moves. Because not every time you have a Southern president, these Northerners will come. They say no. That was how they bullied Jonathan, bullied the man out of power, brought in calamity Buhari for no reason. Now they are trying it again. Just 2 years. Just 2 years. This man has not even done anything. On done the complaint. Coastal Road, this one, that one. But anything that comes to the north now is okay for you people. You better be wise, oh.
Thank you so much. Oga Agbeni, are you there?
Yes,
I
so
know
I did.
you want to laugh, but you came to make me laugh. I want to make a disclaimer. It's not a PC platform, but that is a labor platform. It's everybody platform. Anybody can come and give a submission. But what I said, I stand by it. Correct concern. I will stand for a certain president come 2027.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
What of if Atiku withdraws for Obi?
Oh no, I will not vote. I don't discriminate Obi, but Obi will not win it because the North will not allow it to happen. We will going to
Why?
cause
Why don't you think?
a tectonic shift in our politics, and it's going to affect our economy. It's going to affect so many dynamics in our politics. Now, let me tell you why. If Obi runs, now no politician they base all their campaign on promises. They promise anything. Obi's promises is going to run one tenure. We all know that is the biggest joke. Same with Atiku. If Obi have the potential, let's say let's say what if Obi actually win the 2027 election? The stuff that will change the political dynamics, just like we will lost Yaradua when the political plate shifted. You know, if Yaradua was still alive, probably we might not have Tinubu, probably we might not have Buhari. You will agree with me with that,
Yes.
Ogbeni?
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
Now, if Obi wins, without your fear, I'm saying this. It's just my opinion. It's our platform, not my platform. If Obi wins, we all know Obi is not going to do 4 years. I don't want to be tribal here, but Igbos want to do 8 years. Now, that means you have robbed the North 12 years. The political plate will change. So it's not going to happen. Either or for against or for, it's not going to be beneficial for anybody because the North will always want to sabotage that government in the last. we are not going to face anything tangible in that country. We are not starting on Tinubu now that Tinubu just had that power is campaigning. Obi is going to start campaigning from the very day they're showing him, and they're going to be all. This insult is just going to be. It's just the beginning. We have never seen anything yet.
So hypothetically, let's say something happened, or let's say nothing even happened. Atiku just feel like after so much persuasion and after their political calculation, Atiku feel like, look, there's no way I can win this thing. Let me step aside for Obi, and then Obi presidential candidate. I don't know who is going to be his vice anyway. But let's say Obi presidential candidate, and they look for one technocrat like that to just come and be vice instead of El-Rufai, who is cancerous among them there. So what do you see to that? Do you think there's a way Atiku can mop up support for Obi candidacy? Do you think that would be a serious pressure?
On what detriment? To whose detriment? Now,
okay.
Sorry,
I'm listening.
Mopping up support is not a problem. Yes, that's what he can do. He will definitely do that. But the question is Nigeria, I must say the Nigeria in quotes, are they ready? Or not Nigeria, the Nigerian elite that believe in this gentleman agreement. I'm not talking about Nigerians, Gen Z now or Nigerian people, because Nigerian people don't really, they are third class citizen when it comes to election. The elite will decide. Is the elite ready to have an Igbo presidency and to truncate 12 years? There are 12 years for Igbo presidency. That is the question. And I've said it before you came in, before you guys came in, I said it here. I said the Jay Z might want to vote because I said I don't want to be tribal. Obi is a young one, like Natasha said, and the Igbo Southwest East have not been White House. I mean, Aso Rock. Okay, let's vote him based on that. But first of all, but we want to understand, we the Gen Z or the voters, the citizens, we are the top class when it comes to election. The elite, are they ready? And not a politician and the structure, are they ready to give up 12 years just to make things right but not okay? In politics, not what's right that matters, is what's going to be okay for them, not what is right. So are they ready? I'm not saying it because I dislike Obi. This is the political chess I'm saying. And is it not ready? They know that ready to struggle power from Tinubu now. Just they cannot wait for 4 years. So you think they will now wait for 12 years for them to come back to power? I don't want to ask you the question, my learned luminary, how you call it, or legal practitioner.
Yeah, I agree with you that it will be. So even if it happens, I understand your point now. Even if it happens at the party level, the electorate and the elite now will be the next point. How will Obi be able to scale through that the elite points? Because
yes,
they are the gatekeepers, and you have them all at every angle, every corner of the country. They all have their own place where they are securing. So are they ready to let Obi truncate the 8 years, which Northerners would have just allow another 4 years for the person who is there,
and it will come to their power.
You come to their power, rather than now because of one man that you don't like or you don't like the way he's ruling, instead of you to tolerate and manage the next 4 years, then you now use that now to deprive yourself of another 8 years, which will now be a long haul of another 12 years before you can taste power. It's hard to be able to sell or be in that light in the north. I agree with you perfectly on that. And that's among elite. Then when it now comes to the electorate, let me tell you something I like correcting. When people say the Gen Z, the youth for Obi. You know, my wife's a northerner.
I'm sorry, before you go ahead, before you move further, let me quickly add this. Another reason why I will not support to be, not because I don't want to support him. I would not want to support him now because I would not want the North to dictate for us how we run our presidency when it comes to us, our 8 years. You understand? He did not have the power to remove Tinubu there and put to be there. That means we are finished in the next cycle of election. Whatever time is 12 years time because get to them. When it gets to them, they will hold it for the next 27 years because they have the power, they have the numbers, and they have the this thing to detect it. That is my only area I'm looking at. Yeah, thank you.
I also believe that it is time. I also believe too that it is time for us to break from the chain of not determined to us. That it means that I want a situation where, and I think it's only Tinubu's litmus test that can do that thing for us now. I want a situation too whereby even if you are a southerner, if you are not popular in the north, yet you can still win election. I want that situation to happen so that it will be so clear to the north that look, when it is our turn, just allow us to do our thing because with or without you, we can still win this election. I want that kind of thing to happen. But the point I'm trying to make the other time was that most time people run into this fallacy of youth supporting Obi. And I tell people, no, when you see sometimes when we mention Nigerian youth, we like doing this generalization, this bad wagon argument that is not really correct. Which youth are you talking about? Are you saying northern youth? Which northern youth do you see that is supporting Obi? Where do you see the cluster of northern youth making noise about Obi? Where do you really get them? You really get the youth supporting Obi.
But in the last election, he did not get the highest number of youth votes. So where did they get youth supporting him?
That's the problem I have with people. But you know, we live in an era now where somebody will just sit in the comfort of his room, he will just cook out one narrative, and then when you put it there, and the more we listen to it, the more it start making sense to people, and then it becomes a general narrative, and everybody start peddling it. That's what I've seen now. Now, I remember the first day the early times that people usually say that in my wife is a very quiet person, but it's a Fulani woman, and so she will always listen to this thing. She will just smile. So one day I ask her, "Why do you always smile about these things?" He said sometimes when you Southerners talk, it's like you're so ignorant of what happens in the north. An average youth in the north doesn't relate with the kind of experience you have and the kind of say an average youth in the north is that was my definition of youth. When you say Nigerian youth, what was your definition of youth? A lady in his 20s in the north is already having children, is already seeing herself as an adult. It's not longer a youth. A man in his early 30s is already having his second wife. He's already an adult. It's not youth as far as it's concerned. But when you flip it to the south, he's still even living under experience at 30. At 40, he's still looking for his first job. He's not getting job yet. And the lady is still schooling. He has not even finished from school and all those things. So when you look at the demography of the people that are really supporting these youth is first southern youth. Now, when you narrow it more, you narrow it to southeast first, then you see some pockets of guys in Lagos. And because Lagos is the happening place, they make noise a lot. So they are very visible. So you see them online. Then because of that, you now have this mistake of bandwagon argument on Nigerian youth. Even though you have zero in the north, you just believe whatever happens in Lagos is now Nigeria. And I tend to agree with her. Said I agree with you because in the last election, where do you see youth cluster together in anywhere in the north and say they are supporting Obi? The few votes that you see Obi getting in those Nasarawa and Plateau, they're just based on religious sentiments. Religious sentiment of a heavily dominated Christian place. And when you say Christian, most guys it's Pentecostal. It's Pentecostal that actually attracted all these things. Okay. And so a heavily dominated Pentecostal part where pastors try to manipulate many of them to believe that the Muslim ticket is coming to Islamize Nigeria and all those things. And then because of experience they've been having to, and because of what Buhari did to them, when people come to pie them and Buhari, their governor ran to Abuja and Buhari said, go and settle with your people, know how to live together and all those rubbish that Buhari was doing that back then. So because of their experience too, Obi was able to play on that. He was able to take advantage of that, and because of that, visited one or two places there, and because of all the noise, then they voted for the Obi. So the summary of what I'm saying is this: when we say Nigerian youth, is not true. There's nothing like Obi has Nigerian youth. Is most untrue statement. It's not true anywhere. We can rather say he has the largest number of Igbo youths. I agree with that. And then some pockets who call themselves elite youths in Lagos that believe in him. You come to my state like Ekiti, now how many Obino or go to Osun, or you go to Ondo, or you go to Ogun or Yo, how many Obidient do you really find in those places? Maybe few ones, university students, few ones who just believe that they're elites, they want to think in their own, they want to be objective in their thinking. Then Lagos mostly the Igbos in Lagos, yeah, many of them for Obi, and then some elites who just don't like the way Tinubu ruled in Lagos, and they feel the kind of hatred. Some of them feel they should break out from what the Tinubu Lagos, and probably that can fetch breathe a new here, and then they can have more development. So few people like that, and it ends in that space. Even the last FCT election that you see is not going to happen again. There's a reason for that last FCT election, and when you look at the senator representing FCT from Labour, you can see a lot of flaws. That is not likely going to happen again, and there's even every possibility that woman will even move to APC in the 9 minutes in order to clean her tickets back for that place, because what do you call that guy? He's really fighting back, and he's good, and he's an indigene. So that mistake is not going to. So in many spaces, that's the way I see it. But you see this ADC, for me, I won't dismiss it. Like I said, I won't dismiss it so early. I will keep watching, and I think that's what the guys in APC are also doing. They're trying to watch what is happening in that space and see who are joining that space. Legal actions will kickstart soon. I'm so sure of that. Many people will be going to court. Those chairmen of wards, because let me tell you something. Do you know that severally, the decision of the court in Nigeria have said that the only way you can join a political party is to go to your ward and join? Do you know none of these guys have gone to their ward to go and join?
Yeah, they just resigning, nothing.
They've not. They just converge in Abuja and just declare we are now member of APC. Those ward chairmen will be waiting for them. And so these APC guys, they are not sleeping, because many of them are from opposition party states where that ADC has been using as SPV all these whiles. Many of those guys there at the world level are moles for all those, their spies, and their, for all these major parties. By now, they'll be contacting some of those chairmen and say, where do you stand? We need to see you in the State House. These people don't issue any party membership card for that now. You place on hold on it now. Don't issue. And so by the time some of them are landing in the court and they say you are not a member of the party under which you are contesting, it will be an issue. Obi is still a card-carrying member of Labour Party till we speak. Labour and Labour has given him 48 hours to come and resign. Have you heard of that?
Yes, I heard it. I don't know where Obi is going to pitch his tent. Sorry, Obeni, who is now the actual Labour Party chairman?
They don't.
Is it Abure?
They don't, but constitutionally, when you look at it constitutionally, by their constitution, when you look at it, it's Abure. It tilts more to Abure than Anadi, because their constitution does not recognize that committee, that transition committee they do for now. It doesn't. There's nothing in their constitution. So the only aspect you can go back is that, was Abure elected originally? Yes. As Abure tenure expired? Yes. If Abure tenure has expired, then who takes over? There should be a convention. Has there been a convention? Yes. But what happened to the convention is questionable. Okay. Whether or not it's questionable, did anybody imagine that convention? Yes. Who imagined Abure? So, okay, you are questioning that convention, fine. But is that that is the closest to their constitution?
Yeah.
Weigh the two. The way court look at it is, okay, there are a lot of cases that look very impossible before the court. But what court look at is the weighly. That's why you have a scale, that scale of justice. So it puts your own case in one bucket of the scale and put your own in another bucket of the scale and see how it weigh. So it will weigh it and say, okay, is this Abure-led? Even though it's not exactly, but it's a bit close. Oh. But this one, transition committee, who appoint you? Some people just pick you. The ward chairman were they in the meeting? No. The state chairman were they in the meeting? No. Who were the one in the meeting? Party leader. Is there anything called party leader in labor constitution? Nothing. There's nothing called party leader. So where do you get these people that appoint you? So you knock off that woman and then it gets back to Abure. But I don't know if any of them have gone to court on that. But INEC has not accepted any of the two. You see the you now.
Really?
Yes, now INEC has not accepted any of the two.
So is that the party has a problem?
What I see Yakubu Mahmoud just doing is, I think that Yakubu is just, he wants to push everything to the next INEC chairman.
Egbon, Dumegbe Kachuku said even the national chairman, Ralph Nwosu, his tenure has expired. The man that sold the party to that his tenure has expired.
Said it.
So
And
all the parties have problem, one problem or the other.
You see what Nwosu did, eh? Like Madam Sita said, which I've said there before, there is no coalition. I don't know why people call it coalition. There is no coalition. Some politicians just decamped to another party. And now it will be morally wrong for them even to go back to their parties. Do you know why I'm saying so? You know, when it happened in Rivers State, they were the one tweeting everywhere around and said, the moment you open your mouth in the public and you announce that you are moved to another party, then it means you are no longer in your party. You remember Rivers State, where those assemblymen moved?
Yes.
And they said, officially, we have not moved. Obi and others, they were sermonizing everywhere around and said, oh, you are bastardizing our law. So now that they have announced that they moved to ADC, it will be difficult for them now to say, no, we are back in labor. But that's it. That's on one side. If they retracted that they are thing, it will be morally wrong for them, and people will still use that against them. But that's one way. Another thing is this: you can't be member of two political parties at the same time. The Electoral Act is clear on that. You can't be one leg in ADC, one leg in Labour. No, the Electoral Act said no. You must leave one to join another. You see on that dilemma they find themselves now. So that 48 hours ultimatum they give Obi now. Let's see what Obi will do with it. It's a difficult one for him now. In ADC has not even sit well because maybe he's still putting fire in their bottom. And in Labour, they are dragging your leg that if you want to go out, get out and let us manage our space. You see the EU now. Now, another thing I see, I think I saw Dan Aladi also in ADC talking on the platform. I thought I saw her sitting with them in ADC. Yes.
Yeah. Anywhere Atuku goes, she goes now.
Anywhere Obi goes. Now, look at it from time. So if Nanadi is there, so can Nanadi be member of ADC and at the same time be chairman of Labour?
No. Sorry. Anywhere Obi goes, he goes. That cannot be possible.
It can't be now. So you are chairman of a particular party and then you are now member of another party. What's your loyalty to that other party? You see the contradictions in what they are doing. So it's not as if they move their party and collapse their party into that new party.
I hope their supporters are seeing this nonsense they're doing.
They won't.
Because tomorrow now they will say they rigged the election. I hope their supporters are seeing the nonsense.
Madam Sita, it's not even about the rig. This one now, if I were a judge and you present that case before me now, I'm close to the election. And I ruled that by virtue of the fact that you are still a member of Labour Party, you can't contest under ADC. Therefore, I nullify your primaries of ADC. You could imagine what the obedient will be saying. Oh, judiciary is dead. Judiciary is so bad. Judiciary is the worst thing that's ever happened to Nigeria. But they won't look at the conduct of their heroes now, their tiny gods that they are following. None of them will be looking at their conduct and see that, why are they doing this thing? You have not resigned from a place, you are moving to another place. Chairman of a party, the so-called, somebody you call chairman, is sitting with you in another party. So he's no longer loyal to the party he's holding on to. Oh, how do you explain that? PDP is still kicking now and say we are still existing, Atiku, if you want to come, quickly come back, because once we close the door, we will also contest and we'll do our primaries. We consider you gone. The way you usually leave us anyway. They are kicking. And all those Malamia and co now, APC will purge those ones. Those ones are not even, those ones since the Buhari election, they've left APC. Everybody knows that. Amaechi is no longer APC now, has never been APC since he lost that election. And he never worked for Tinubu. He never worked in favor of
Ogbeni,
APC. So, yeah.
Ogbeni, you know the scam going on now. They are going to ADC, disobedience, they are going to ADC website to register, and they are paying money through one paystack account. They've been doing it since yesterday. And they've been
ADC.
paying money to that account. Yes, ADC account through their website.
That's a scam. That's scam.
I beg you. I beg you.
That
Our
was-
moderator is supposed to be laughing here.
They are paying token to even register from their agents in Twitter. Since morning, I've been seeing them.
So they don't know that to be a member of a party, you go to your ward. You don't register.
You go to your ward now. You have to meet your ward chairman,
You meet
your ward
chairman. You get your card. They take your picture. They enroll you. You sign.
your ward secretary and all that.
It's not by online. It's not online.
You have to meet your ward secretary, your ward chairman. Then what is people thinking? But sorry, Ogbeni, what I don't understand. I thought this was supposed to be.
Mr. Tony, during that 2023 election, they are collecting money for mobilization and from their people are donating money. So this is another scheme now. They always do this now. They'll come up with
yes, I get that. But what I'm saying, this is supposed to be intellectuals. They're supposed to know these common things now.
You overrate them. You overrate them.
No, I'm not even going to. What I'm trying to say is that even though they don't know, can't they pay their followers and their aides to advise them on such things? And then they start going to court, paying SARS and.
This is Nigeria where most people invite you and your pastor will tell you it's a witch and you will believe. You see, even a professor will believe that mosquito bite is witchcraft. Why would they not?
Let me tell you, you see, the closest I've been to government was to be a essay on legal to a governor. You see, politicians are so arrogant that they don't even listen. You see, when they say they have early an essay, they don't do anything, no. They don't. That's why I believe Baba Akim that resigned from Tinubu's team. He may have his own other reasons, but you see that reason he gave. I believe that reason because I've experienced it before. Politicians don't really listen to you. You're permutating for them. They're so arrogant. They believe their own brain is the first and last. It's nothing you want to tell them that they believe. I'm telling you, if somebody tells them that, sir, you need to register at your own, leave that one. We are in Nigeria. Register where? Who is the world chairman? When we get endorsement from who owns the chairman? Who is the world chairman? Leave that thing. That's how politicians behave. You give them, imagine a lawyer telling you this is what the law says, and every politician will tell you, a lawyer, you don't come again. You leave all those your law. We are dealing directly with the judge, not you. You are dealing. so that's the way they behave. They are so arrogant. They don't listen to anybody. So you see them making all these mistakes. But unfortunately for them, the man who is the president now is not. Many people don't really know. I think many of the Gen Z that in obedience space don't know Tinubu at all. They just got little snippets about him. Many of them were too young when this guy was there, so they don't really know. Or many of them too, because they don't stay in Lagos or because they stay far away, they don't pay attention to this southwest of regional politics in the 1990s. So they hardly know much, and they're going to learn in a very hard way, like very dark man usually say. They will learn in a very hard way. Because at the end of the day, by the time they finish learning after 2027, they will be so exhausted that they won't know where to even put the remaining energy into again. That's the way I see this thing. The noise is going to increase. My greatest fear, if you ask me, is that terrorism attack may increase in Nigeria. If you have anybody pipeline in the Middle Belt, we should start encouraging them to be careful, because politicking, I used to think the political years will start next year, but the opposition are bringing it on time, and the ruling party will kickstart their own also immediately to join force, because that's the way it happens. You can't exert your force without, so they join force, and then politicking starts too early. And with Nigerian politicking, all these pockets of blackmailing must come to sell negative news, to paint the ruling party bad and the negative. And in doing that, terrorism, which is the thing they do always, will come into play here. And so I wish the country well, but I fear for the middle belt, and I think Tinubu should tighten his belt well on that. If it will take him to reshuffle his service shifts, he should do something and ensure that area is very tight. But plus or minus, I see Tinubu emerging again in 2027. I don't see anything still shaking the guy for now. Thank you all.
Yes. Thank you so much. I agree with you, Manazita. Actually, I cannot. If I can show you my message, I don't want to show. I'm getting message from people. They said your explanation was dead right. You are making them. You are cracking them up. You all laughing that you spoke truth to power. Or when I got message from 2 or 3 people that you are always on point. That you are so eloquent the way you delivered your speech, and that that security you touched is very crucial. Uh, issue issue that Tinubu should look into. Thank you all. We cannot stay here all day. You know, my show is a very short show because you guys did show up, but that's why I give extra time. Normally 2 hours, I'm done. I'm out. But I really appreciate you all coming here. Egbe, I appreciate you for coming.
Please continue like this. Let's come back again. Election is coming.
Yeah.
Please.
We'll
What
continue.
happened to your this thing? Why is he not coming out? He's not back.
He lost his father, and I didn't tell you.
I know, but it's been a long time.
No, he's not. He just got back to the States. He just got back to the States now. He will be here soon. He just got back. Yeah, he'll be back soon. So when he comes back, then we'll be coming our regular time Monday and Friday. So can really support it well. Because election is around the corner. It's getting hot now. So you need to be getting in touch with people.
Okay, greeting for me.
Yeah, I greet everybody. Benny, thank you. Egbe, thank you. I'll see you guys again by the grace of God on Monday.
And greet your beautiful daughter for me. Thank you.
I'll greet there. Thank you so much. All right, see you guys. Benny.
Cheers.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.